Are we recording? Oh.
And now, you're tuned into RBLR, the home of Tampa Bay's Reveler Sports.
Hey everybody, welcome to an RBLR Sports Rays live stream. I'm Ben, kind of just running the show here. We'll see who hops on later. I know we got millions of people listening right now, so first of all, thank you all for coming. Make sure you like and subscribe. You got to do that before first pitch or your computer is going to blow up, so make sure you do that. We always want to, make sure we're plugging our stuff so you all can share it as well. Even if you don't like us, you can share it. I've got my big bowl of sweet potato with some rice, kale, herbal tea, the really great coffee mug. So, yeah, I'm excited to see the game get going today. Yeah, really fun win yesterday. That was crazy, going from no hit to scoring 10 in one inning. Wander started that off with his home run. He's out today, planned day off, so no worries there. He's gonna get 2 days in a row. So yeah, I'm just excited for this game. I want them to destroy Mike Clevenger because he's a terrible person. So okay, cool. That's good to know. Putting comments. Awesome. Hi, Saucy 8 Trash. How's it going? Thank you for joining us. One of our millions of fans in here today. I actually can't see how many people are in. I have my thing in like a little screen, and then I have like my stream here, or my stream thing here, and then the game over here. It's I normally just listen on the radio to games because night games or whatever. I don't really use my computer or my phone late at night. So first time watching in a little while. But I'm following every game, just not like on my perfectly legal stream on a perfectly legal website where I won't get in trouble for it. So what do y'all think of the lineups? All of our hundreds of millions of thousands of fans. Yeah, he is trash. I agree. Thank you, Darby. Thank you for joining us. If you want to hop in here, like on the StreamYard thing, feel free. Like we can get you a link and everything. You come in here with me if you got some things you want to say, like hop on the screen. Happy to have you. Just you though. Not everybody gets special treatment because I don't know who's out there. We might have some people that are smarter than me and they're gonna make me look bad. Not that you're not smart, but I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna dig myself in the hole. Basically, you're welcome to come on. Raise up, treated and released. Hi, Dad. I'm pretty sure that's my dad. Oh, Brandon Lau. See you later, I guess. Go get some bench. It's fine. He's good for one of those a game. I saw the guy that didn't hustle yesterday for Chicago. That was like Luis Robert or whatever. He's not playing today. It makes sense. He really could have beat out that ground ball to Fauché, but he just completely chose not to, which was it's probably hard to get motivated when you play for the White Sox and they're like this, but it's such a stark contrast with the Rays because they hustle on every play, trying to beat out every single ground ball. Not the White Sox. And they don't really hustle on defense, it seems like, either. There were some misplays that technically weren't errors yesterday, but definitely could have been errors. So, yeah, if anybody's joining right now, I really am not keeping track of any count, but I've got my sweet potato here. That's what I'm eating with some kale and rice. Pretty good. It's my lunch. I'm eating a little bit late. I usually try to eat around 1, like 1:30. That's okay. Man, Randy loves that. Oh, 13 viewers. That's amazing. We just broke our record. Good job, everybody. We've never had 13 viewers on one of these before, so keep up the great work. Hopefully, maybe you can multiply. Yeah, I don't get why the White Sox are so bad, Darby. That's a really good question because they have like this is kind of like their golden generation of prospects, I want to say. Like, I mean, a couple years ago they had like a pretty good system, and now they've all matured and graduated. And I know they've had some injuries and whatever, but they've got good pieces. Um, it doesn't really make sense why they're so bad. Like they finally got rid of Tony La Russa, who was definitely holding that team back. But I don't think Pedro Grifol, I think that's his name. I don't think he's a very good manager either. Like he just seems like he likes to throw temper tantrums. Doesn't seem like he has a very good grip on the clubhouse. Mike Clevenger looks like he has to go to the bathroom out there with his windup. That's crazy. What is he doing? And then Harold gets a hit. I've always loved Harold. Like he's probably my favorite player on the team, like by far. Just the best player on the team easily. I was kind of hoping with Yandy out, we'd see Josh Lowe get some time at the leadoff spot, but it is what it is. Brandon's still pretty good up there. They'll let him back cleanup, though. That's pretty cool. I've kind of been waiting for Josh Lowe to come down, but he just hasn't. Like 5 for 9 this series. He's got a home run. I think he's got a double somewhere mixed in there. Just he keeps doing it, and I've been expecting him to not just I like him, but you know a 356 average that seems kind of high. Oh, there we go. That'll bring it down a bit. All right. I guess during in between innings, if you all have to go to the restroom, you could do that. I'll probably do that at some point. But yeah, anybody going to the games like against I know they're off tomorrow, but the Pittsburgh series they're coming in like middle of the week, and then I'll be at the Yankees game. Well, not the Yankees game, the Rays game on Saturday. That should be pretty fun. I'm excited. I don't know if Aaron Judge is going to be there. He might not. They're kind of like he's in like injured list like limbo right now because he hurt his hip, even though it definitely looked like he hurt his hand. I saw the play when he slid into third against Minnesota, but I guess he hurt his hip on that. So which one was did Harold have a hard hit ball or was that Josh Lowe? Because we got our cool. Oh wait, I don't know which way is which. I'm like a weatherman. Harold, hard hit tracker over here. 94, 95. Well, I guess if it's like 94.5, it'd be considered hard hit. But like 95 is the threshold. I mean, oh, 97. Just kidding. Yeah, no, he's my favorite player for sure. He's honestly kind of surprised me though because he was really really bad from like June through like the first 2 weeks of the season this year, like June last year, but he's really like turned it around. So I'm glad because like I want the team to be good. But yeah, he's definitely surprised me a bit. Anybody surprised by any players so far this year who's standing out? I feel like Josh Lowe is a pretty good like standout candidate so far. Drew is getting BAPIP to hell. Like that's so crazy. Oh, I don't want to say cuss words on here. He's getting BAPIP to heck. Like, I mean, the walks, yeah, they're highlighting on the screen right now. The walks haven't been helpful, that's for sure. But yeah, like it seems like every ball in play is crazy. Sorry, I just saw a text. Yeah, it seemed like they've been really good acquisitions, Josh Lowe and Nuke Reiki. I mean, they've been with the team, but like they actually took a step forward this year. I know Rayleigh's cooled down a bit, but it's is that a Jesus ad for Tito's vodka? Sorry, or is that two separate ads on the Rays broadcast? That's interesting. Yeah, I really like Josh Lowe. I think he's gonna be around for a while. I mean, Rayleigh, like who knows? I feel like he could get DFA'd at some point this season. I don't want him to because he's pretty fun, but when like Mead is ready. I mean, I know Mead is a righty, Rayleigh is a lefty, but we'll see. Yeah, Rasmussen, it sucks. Okay, cool. So just got word from my producer that Carter Brantley from the RBLR Bucks team is joining us. So he's gonna hop on here, and I'm assuming okay, here he is. Hey Carter, thanks
Hey,
for
what's up,
joining.
man? How you
Hey,
doing?
how's it going?
Oh, it's going, man. I'm digging the GameStop sweatshirt. Hell yeah. Giving a
Oh,
little.
thank you. I gotta
Yeah.
do laundry, I guess. Oh my gosh, why is every ball getting through? These are not well hit balls at all, too.
Yeah,
I feel
these are
bad
tough
for
to
Ras.
watch. Yeah, he's been struggling lately. These past two starts have been kind of rough for him and me because he's on my fantasy team. So he's been messing me up kind of.
Yeah, it's too bad because I mean, like, he's not doing that much wrong. It's just, I mean, the walks obviously, but like this inning, he's done like nothing wrong.
Yeah, giving up two
Crazy.
ground balls that get through is not super fun. Um,
No.
yeah, and now they got that freaking Gavin Sheets coming up. Ugh, hate this guy.
Yeah, he's frustrating.
Yeah, he
Him and
matched.
Jake Berger have been really annoying.
Yeah, because neither of them are supposed to like be any good. They got Luis Robert. I know Tim Anderson's hurt, but they're supposed to have some pretty good players. Brugger and freaking Sheets aren't supposed to be two of them. But
No.
yeah, they've been doing weirdly well.
They've got great names. Like those are, I feel like those are pretty good baseball names, like Berger
Oh
and
yeah,
Sheets. Like that's awesome. But
for
yeah,
sure.
they shouldn't be like this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I love a good baseball name. I mean, like, probably Mookie Betts probably has the best baseball name in the league right now. But
Hmm.
yeah, I love me a good baseball name for sure.
Yeah, the Reds had that rookie starter Levi Stroud, I think it was. That's a pretty decent baseball name.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
I don't know. I don't know
Ooh,
about the best Rays baseball names.
there was that dude. I don't know if you remember him, Jaff Decker.
Mm-hmm.
He was,
That's a good one.
yeah, he's a good one. Although he was awful, he was
Hmm.
goofy looking too. But yeah, that's a pretty good one. I'm trying to think of some other one. I mean, Toby Hall is kind of a redneck name. I'm not really a huge
Yeah,
fan of him as a baseball name.
I like Ty Wigington back in the day. I
Ooh,
don't know if
Wigginton.
that's a pretty good name.
That is a good one. Yeah, Ty Wigginton's definitely a good one. Oh man. I love thinking about just random baseball players that the Rays have had over the years, like
Yeah.
Colby Rasmus. I don't know if you remember him.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that was the
He
freaking
just like left in the middle of the year that one. I
yeah
think it was like 2015. He was just, yeah, I'm retiring, and that was it.
yeah because he wasn't. I don't
Crazy.
remember him playing that badly. Like he was on the
No, he
rock.
was fine.
Yeah, he was all right. Now they got Eloy up. Ugh. I think I've drafted him almost every year in at least one of my fantasy drafts, thinking like, oh, this is going to be the year Eloy's going to turn it around,
Yeah.
and he always gets hurt, and then he's just it's depressing.
Yeah. That's kind of what they keep saying about this whole like White Sox team is like this is going to be the year they're going to compete for the division or whatever. I think they did well in 2020, but then terrible since then.
Yeah, I mean they had Tony La Russa last year. I still don't really understand that hiring because he was so like he's just so old. Like that's not an
Mhm.
old team. Like that's not a team that needs to be managed by some grouchy old guy. Um, yeah, I don't know. And yeah, now they're just dealing with injury bugs, and yeah,
Mhm.
it's a tough start to the year for them. Um, yeah, it's a shame because they've got some really good players. Like Luis Roberts, like he should be an MVP candidate. I don't know why he doesn't play better because he's got like a ridiculous amount of talent. Him and Eloy, they're both really good players, but And of course, Eloy grounds into 6-4-3. He
Perfect.
heard me giving him a compliment. He said, "Oh, I'll prove this guy wrong."
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, we'll take it though. I mean, we need it. That this shouldn't have even happened this inning. Like just ground ball after ground ball, and then the one fly ball ends up
Yeah,
being a sac
sacrifice.
fly. But
Right. Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? That's all right. And last
Another
night's
come
game,
from behind win. That was amazing last night.
yeah, that was fantastic. Like I turned it on in the seventh inning because I saw, oh, Wander just tied it up. I'll turn this game on, get away from the NFL draft, and and then it was just like it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. And like as impressive as the Wander's home run was, like opposite field, fantastic. I thought his second at bat of that inning was even better.
Hmm.
Like ridiculous, like 11 pitches or 12 pitches and then a base knock. Like, oh man, like I know home runs are cool and all, but that's the type of stuff that gets me excited. Like the little things. Like, oh
Oh
man, it
yeah.
was just
They
so
had some
cool.
really good at bats that inning.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not like I mean, they had a who's the first one was. I mean, they had the starter Lynn who gave up the no hitter, but and they put
Hmm.
in Bummer, and Bummer's not horrible. I mean, he's probably one of their like B bullpen guys. And then
Hmm.
who was the second guy? Lambert? Is that the righty they brought
I
in?
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's not like horrible either. They were just teeing off on him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Rays. They've been excuse me, they've been hitting the crap out of the ball. But yeah, I was still shocked to see them tee off on those guys like that. It was impressive.
Yeah, I keep waiting for the offense to stop
Right.
being so insane. And like they've had their moments where they kind of come back to earth, but for the most part, they've been consistently scoring like above 5 runs a game.
Mhm.
It's crazy. I don't think that's gonna keep happening, but it keeps happening. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they've got that yeah, they've got that voodoo magic going. I don't know what it is, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's been really fun to watch. Yeah, I'm excited to see them keep it going, especially because Yandy's been really hot. Yandy's hitting home runs now. If Yandy starts
Yeah.
hitting home runs, he might be like an all-star, I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's
He
kind of
was almost an all-star last year, and he was just like the only like living member still on the team for a couple months.
right,
Like now that he's healthy, surrounded by other bats, and well, I mean he's not healthy right now. Of course, he's
right.
sitting out, but Paredes is pretty hot right now too.
Yeah, Paredes has been balling. Yeah, he's been really fun to watch too. Oh, and of course they're showing. Oh, don't tell me Robert got hurt yesterday. That sucks.
Now this is he like stopped running. He was fine. He wasn't hurt. He just he got benched for not hustling there.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. So that's why he's not in the lineup today. Yeah, it was really weird because like if he ran a little bit, he would beat that out. Wow.
Right, because he's fast. He's got a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hate all the movement Clevenger's doing. Like I feel like it's throwing the batters off because it's like throwing me off. He's so
Yeah,
like
it's weird.
all
It's
over the
concerning.
place.
Yeah, yeah. And he had that weird stuff before the season with the
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So he's just a weird dude in general, I guess. Yeah, Taylor Walls seems to have, there was a while there. Taylor Walls was hitting like what 350 or something, close to 400.
Yeah,
He
it
was
was
kind of mad.
crazy.
I guess he's kind of come back down to earth because yeah,
Yeah,
he was submitting some pretty horrendous at bats last year. He was tough to watch.
yeah, and there was like nowhere to put him either because it's like you can't bench him because nobody else is healthy. So
Right.
it was
Yeah.
really tough. I mean, like you want him to play better, but I just like felt bad for him. He was like trapped in the lineup.
Yeah. Right. They couldn't give him a day off to
Yeah.
figure it out and clear his head. Yeah. He just kind of had to work through it, for better, or in this case, for worse. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. He's just so good defensively, but man, like if he hits 220 this year and like hits like 8 or 9 bombs, that's great, because like, yeah, I feel like the expectations for him are pretty low offensively. So
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty
definitely.
excited to see if he can at least just do something at the plate because he's been hot. Hey, there you go. Base knock.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
he's fast too. Like he'll steal his bases. I know he had that double steal with Margot last night.
For sure.
Really couple really good defensive plays this series already.
Oh yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
Really good like bench player to have.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, I know you did. I think I saw you tweet about it. He's changed his batting stance or something. Like he's a little
Hmm.
short to the ball. Um, which that's cool. I'm glad to see him make an adjustment. I feel like you hear about that all the time. Like you never hear
Yeah.
guys say, like, "Yeah, I'm actually longer to the ball now, and now I'm getting better." Like it's only ever, "Yeah, I'm shorter to the ball now, so now I can actually freaking hit." So it's always
Yeah.
so funny. Like I mean, like I play baseball. I know how hard it is to hit a baseball, but it's always just so funny to hear guys like say, "Yeah, I'm shorter to the ball." Like, well, yeah, everyone says that.
Yeah.
Why not just start with that? I don't know. It's always kind of funny, but
Every off season, everybody improves their swing. They get quicker to the ball, and they all
yeah,
put on like 15 pounds of muscle coming into camp. That's like
100%.
well, except for Wander. He took off some weight intentionally, but
Right,
it worked out for him. He's a little bit more athletic this year.
for sure.
Wall's definitely got bigger. Like he's filling out those pants a little bit. He's got some
Yeah,
thick quads. Like I was kind of surprised. Yeah, I mean you can kind of see it just him like on first base over there.
yeah,
He
because he
definitely
was super
bulked
thin.
up.
Yeah, he was super thin last year. Because he's an FSU guy, right? He came
Hmm.
out of yeah. He just I don't know what it is. He looks like an FSU or a UF guy. Like all those
Hmm.
FSU and UF players all look the exact same to me. I don't know why.
They're
Uh,
from like South Georgia or like North Florida.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Lower Alabama, yeah, LA.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Oh man. Ah, Lukey.
Yeah, I wish we could have, Wander in the lineup every day just because he's so good at everything, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his at bats are always like the most professional at bats. Like he's got such. I mean, I don't know the numbers behind it. I always speak from a purely like ignorant span perspective as opposed to like an educated statistical perspective like yours. But it just always seems like he never chases. Like he's got such good
Hmm.
plate discipline. Um, yeah, he's really fun to watch at the plate for sure. Um, but
Yeah.
everyone needs a day off, and yeah, today seems like a good day off day for everyone.
Yeah, I know they did it with Siri too, because they have the off day tomorrow. So
Yeah,
Wander and Siri and Yandi, they're gonna get back-to-back days off, which is good because Yandi with his shoulder, Wander, you just want to keep him fresh.
mhm,
Siri still, I mean, he's fine from the hamstring thing, but you don't want to aggravate it.
for sure.
Yeah, Walls is like he's caked up in those pants for sure.
Right. Yeah.
He needs to get some bigger pants. He bulked up a little too much.
I mean, oh, oh man. I know it really struck out looking, but I love the umpire just freaking bringing down the hammer on that strike three call. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's a tough pitch. You can't really do that.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Even if he tried to foul that off, I don't think he was going to be
yeah.
able to.
Yeah. At best, you're going to ground out and do a double play or foul it off. Ooh, man. Yeah. That's a borderline pitch. Although
Yeah, that's what.
I must admit, I went to umpire school a couple of years ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Wendelstedt umpire school. So I know like firsthand how difficult it is to call
Hmm.
balls and strikes. And the strike zones that they show on these TVs and stuff, I wish they wouldn't show it honestly, because they're all inaccurate. Like they're all over
Hmm.
the place. Like you'll see it on the Rays
Yeah.
feed and it's a ball. You'll see it on the Yankees feed, it's a strike. It's just like there's no real consistency, it seems like. So it just kind of makes
No.
everyone think that all umpires are, just stupid as hell and can't call a dang game. And that might be partially true, but
Yeah,
I don't know. It's tough.
definitely. I mean, and it's different for every player too. Like,
For sure.
Taylor Walls isn't going to have the same strike zone as Aaron Judge, and it's
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
really like this guy's strikeout calls though. Like he
Oh yeah.
really likes he stabs. He's stabbing like
Uh,
everything. It's
yeah.
cool.
Freaking bringing down the hammer. It's fantastic. There was one dude. It was I think it was the Saturday game in the Red Sox series, and because I was at that game, and he had a strike call where he would just punch out, like even just
Nice.
like strike one and strike two. It was wonderful, like super clear, like you could see it because we were out in left field, and you could see it from left field where there was a strike or a ball, and he was just like, "Yep, that's a strike." It was really fun to watch, but
That's good. I like that because I don't. I mean, I'll like follow like the scoreboard and stuff at games, but like when I'm watching, I kind of want to know like, is that a
for
ball
sure,
or a strike? And sometimes they just don't make it super clear. But no, that's good.
yeah, yeah, and it's also kind of a little fashion statement, like a little
Hmm.
pizzazz to add to the game. Um, like I don't know if you watch those Kent Murphy YouTube videos as a kid growing up at all, but he's got the
I feel like I did.
yeah, he's the dude Gone Forever, Aaron Hernandez, the
Hmm.
yeah, pimping the home runs, and then like his umpire thing would be like when there's a play at the plate, like you tell the catcher to show him the ball, and then you call him safe, and he'd like punch out like that as if you're choking two different people. It was you'd have to see it. I'm doing a horrible job
Nice.
of describing it, but yeah, it's a, it's a funny YouTube video though. Yeah, him and I think Domingo Ayala is the other YouTube baseball guy. They're
Hmm.
both funny.
I'm glad we're not getting no hit today. That was a little scary yesterday, just because
Yeah,
Lance Lynn was so locked in for about like 60 pitches, and then he just completely lost it.
for sure. Yeah, and I mean Lance Lynn's tough. He's
Hmm.
got a pretty good fastball. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like he almost I don't want to say exclusively, but he doesn't throw much off speed pitches. At least from what I remember. Because he's just got that good location on those fastballs. He can really paint the corners and stuff.
Yeah, he's got a sneaky fastball, and I think he was like mostly fastball, sinker, cutter,
Mhm.
a couple like off speed, but yeah, he was completely in control too. Like he was so confident, he was feeling good, pitching with the lead, and then Wandered changed it, and then they didn't look back. That was cool. I don't really like the no position player pitching rule until you're up by 10, because like
Oh,
the Rays had to use Ryan Thompson, and that kind of sucks because I would have rather seen like anybody else.
right. Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have to waste a bullpen arm because you have a big lead but not big enough. I don't know. It seems kind of dumb.
Yeah. I guess I mean I'm definitely with you. It sucks to have to waste an arm, like you said, on a meaningless game, a meaningless inning.
Hmm.
But I guess they got to have like a cutoff point. It could
Yeah,
be 8 runs. That might be like a
yeah,
better cutoff point. But then, of course, when a team's up 7 runs, then you'll be like, oh man, just because they're missing a run, like they pitch
yeah.
a position player. But yeah, I'm with you. It's definitely frustrating especially because Thompson's, I mean, not like a super high leverage arm, but he's pretty good. I wouldn't want to waste him in a 9-run game. Um,
No,
but I definitely understand. They gotta have a rotation and stuff like that. Kevin Cash is the bullpen maestro, so he's got his plans
yeah,
and stuff.
for sure. No, Thompson's like impossible for righties to hit because when he throws the ball, it's like
Yeah,
he
it's a
starts
pretty
off behind them. It's
right,
like you have to swing when the ball is like coming at your waist. So
right.
it's a really tough matchup.
Yeah,
So
I don't know how guys hit that slider. Like I wouldn't.
yeah,
Yeah, I have no idea. Because then I mean, he throws like what 92. I mean, he's not like a one of those weird like. Because I know Rogers for the Giants kind of throws the same kind of style, like
yeah,
frisbee style and stuff, but he doesn't have as much velo. Because
no,
Thompson can run it up there sometimes.
yeah, for sure.
All
Yeah,
right,
I
he
just
seems.
want Rasmussen to have a good start here. Like one run is fine, but like if they could just not do more than that,
Yeah,
that would be great.
yeah. I mean, I always say if they keep it under 3, if a starter
Yeah,
gives up 3 or fewer runs or 3 or less runs, I never want to use less or fewer, but yeah, if he can get limited to 3, then they're good. Because if you can't score more than 3 runs, you don't deserve to win the game anyways.
no, probably not. Like the Yankees yesterday, they got shut out by the Rangers. Like they got like 3 hit by like Nathan Eovaldi, but they're basically playing with the AAA lineup. It's awful.
Yeah, yeah. I felt bad. My buddy places some bets on stuff, and I told him to go under on Nathan Eovaldi's fantasy score for the day. And of
Oh
course,
man,
Eovaldi pitched a gem. He was like, "Dude, I'm never listening to you again." And I was like, "Yeah,
that's
you probably
crazy.
should."
Wow.
Yeah, it was tough, but
Yeah, I mean, he had a good game, but also like there's nobody in that lineup that's a threat like at all. And they like brought up Jake Bowers or whatever because he's having a good season in AAA, and he got hurt the first play of the game, or not first play of the game, but like his first play in a Yankee uniform, just like crashed into the wall. Made a really good catch, but then they had to throw in Aaron Hicks, and he's terrible. He's making like $10 million a year to be terrible. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I think he'd definitely be on the all horrible contract team. It'd be him, and then Rendon would be at third. trying to think of some other pretty horrendous. Patrick Corbin would be their starting pitcher.
He's terrible.
Yeah, there's some pretty because like I'm a huge basketball fan too, so I always think about horrible basketball contracts like Ben Simmons and
Yeah,
stuff like that. But Major League Baseball's got some bad ones too.
yeah,
Because with football, they build in all those, they like to screw players over. They have a
yeah.
horrible players association, so they don't have guaranteed money. But like baseball and basketball, once you pay a dude, you're on the hook. Like you gotta pay the rest of his deal, no matter how bad he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be kind of tough.
Well, I think Chris Davis is still getting paid by the
Yeah.
Orioles, and he's like, he hasn't played in years, but he also hasn't been good in like
Oh,
twice as many years as he
yeah.
hasn't even played. So it's awesome.
Right. I mean, I
But
remember the Red Sox had a year where they brought in Hanley Ramirez and Pablo Sandoval, and
yeah,
Hanley was like supposed to be an athletic shortstop kind of guy, and then he goes to Boston and he adds like 30 pounds. He becomes like a first
yeah,
base or a DH, and it's just like that man got paid, and he said, "I'm done. I'm not doing anything else." And it was
no.
just so funny. Oh man. Then Pablo had that thing where he was like on his phone in the dugout, like on Instagram or
Oh
something.
yeah, I
Yeah, it was
remember
really
that.
weird.
That was not a good clubhouse those couple years. I think that was around the same time where they blew like that massive lead in
Yep.
September to the Rays.
Yeah,
Like,
no 9. Yep.
yeah, that was, oh man, they were pretty bad.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
that
like they were good on the field, but like just a terrible like
yeah,
group of guys, I guess.
for sure. Because they had that and the thing came out, like, the reports with, like, there were beer in the
Oh
clubhouse and
yeah.
hot dogs, and they were, like, eating during the game, and it was like I mean, teams probably do this all around baseball, but the Red Sox just got caught doing it while they blew a
Yeah.
10-game lead in September. So,
Yeah. Not a good
it
look.
yeah, it was kinda tough. Oh, man, Elvis Andrus, I still can't believe he's around. Like,
Yeah, he's been around a while.
yeah, I remember him in Texas. Judging by his numbers, he probably shouldn't still be around, but, yeah, they just
Man,
gotta have someone to throw out there since Tim Anderson's hurt, I guess.
yeah.
That's
The
funny.
Rangers had a pretty good like I mean, I don't want to say it was a dynasty, but like the early like 2010s, they were consistently like a powerhouse. It was pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah,
not for Rays fans because they really had the Rays number in the playoffs, but
for sure.
they were surprisingly like really competitive.
Absolutely. I mean, they had him and Hamilton and Cruz, and then they had that
Ian Kinsler,
yeah,
the
Ian
second
Kinsler,
baseman.
that's right, the second baseman.
I think they had Cliff Lee for a little bit, that pitcher who was just always so good against the Rays.
For sure, yeah, they had Cliff Lee, and I think Derek Holland was one of their starters
Yeah.
too. And then they have had Feliz coming out of the pen,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because he unfortunately kind of got lit up by David Freese in the World Series a couple times. But
Yeah, that's true.
that's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, they had Mike Napoli too, that
Oh,
catcher.
that's
He was
right.
he was
Yeah,
always just he was like Zanino before Zanino was Zanino, just a massive dude who just didn't really hit much, but when he did, it was a home
yeah, it was
run.
a bomb. Yeah. Although Zunino's a good catcher. I don't remember
Yeah.
Napoli being too good behind.
Yeah, I don't think he was good defensively actually.
Yeah, because he moved to first in Boston. Because I remember they had all those beards and stuff the year they won the World Series, and
Yeah.
yeah, he was either their first base or DH. Um, yeah, that was a fun team though. Those Rangers teams were fun for sure.
Yeah. Well, now the Rays have, John Daniels, their former GM, who like kind of built those teams. Like he's in a consulting role with the Rays front office. So
Hmm.
it's kind of cool that they have that. I don't know what's going to come of it, but he's working like remotely, I guess, just anytime like the front office guys like want to run like bounce ideas off him or like get some feedback, he's just kind of like there. So that seems like a pretty nice job. Like you don't really have to do much. You're just a sounding board. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, you just sit there and talk shit about baseball. That's the dream, ain't it? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the life.
Well, that's why we get paid like millions of dollars here at RBLR Sports. So
Absolutely, yeah, for
all
sure. I mean,
funded by the RBLRsports.com shop here. So you can go to shop.rblrsports.com, use promo code Flappy. It's on your screen there, FLAPPY. You get 10% off your order. If you don't buy anything, that's fine, but we might have to kick you out of the stream. So I know we got a couple hundred people in here right now, and Eureka's going to go through and kind of like be our bouncer. So
Yeah, I mean,
make sure you
Eureka
buy some.
definitely has the makeup of a bouncer.
Yeah,
You think about a club bouncer, you think about Eureka Wheeler.
yeah, absolutely.
I have to come in at that point. What the hell, guys? But yeah, look at this. I get the guns going and get it going. No, but yeah, I'm kicking you out if you don't buy anything.
Yep,
That's
you got to
not
show the receipt.
actually
Gotta
you can buy
just
one of
stay
these
in.
though.
Yeah,
Look at that.
bring back the devil.
Oh,
Team inspired merchandise. It's not officially licensed.
Very
So don't well, you could tell people where you got it, but don't say it's officially licensed. We don't have that kind of pull yet.
I mean, you could say it's officially licensed, and
You
just be
could.
fine. Yeah. There are plenty of people who like to flex things. Hey, there you go. They bought a shirt.
Thank you.
Appreciate
it.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I should be wearing an RBLR shirt and not a GameStop hoodie, unless I want to like charge GameStop for advertising right now. Because this is being broadcast to millions of computers right now. So
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, every Rays fan in America definitely tuned in.
yeah, all the good ones at least.
Right. For
Yeah,
sure.
maybe we can do like an RBLR hoodie. That might be cool.
That would be
I don't
really.
know. I just always wear a hoodie inside because my wife likes it really cold, and I already run cold to begin with. So, oh, no, nice stop.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play.
I think my stream's a little bit behind everyone else, but wow, that was a great play.
No,
I
yeah,
hate Jake Berger.
yeah, freaking.
Oh my gosh, he's
Jake
killing
Berger.
us. I mean, the Rays have won every single game against the White Sox, but if it wasn't for him, these games would be. Well, we've had pretty much all blowouts except for a couple, so never mind. But still, I don't like him.
Yeah, no, he's weirdly efficient against the Rays. Oh,
And he's like so athletic too.
yeah,
Like he doesn't look like he'd be an athlete, but there he is being.
Nah, he's a bit heavier. Man, I don't know. I mean, I don't like to question. I hate to question at bats, but man, that was a hanging breaking ball. I would have loved to see Brandon I'll take a hack at that first pitch, but
yeah, I don't think he was. I mean, I don't think anybody's kind of expecting that
right.
first pitch.
Yeah,
So I get it, but yeah, and then he's gonna swing at that one. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like him batting leadoff because he's the best lefty bat on the team here, but I like him more deeper in the lineup because he really just hits a fly ball so much, and like that can be so valuable, whether it's a home run or just a sac fly.
For sure.
And I mean, it's fine. It's Wander's out, Yandy's out. I just hope we don't get shut out here. That wouldn't be too fun.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're gonna just kind of give up on a game, they've already won the series. They're kind of chilling. It'd be nice to get a sweep, but
yeah, it was pretty crazy yesterday because like on the radio, I was listening to it, and you could hear the fans like chanting "Sell the team," like the White Sox fans, and that's like to be a White Sox player and like hear your own fans like booing you probably sucks, but then to hear them boo you and like just actively hate their team so much, like that can't feel good. And I don't know how you could be motivated to like come into work the next day and perform your best when everybody's just so down on you.
Right. And I mean,
oh, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry Reinsdorf, I mean, the White Sox owner, I feel like is more famous for breaking up the 90s Bulls, but yeah, or infamous, I guess I should say, but yeah, I don't know. That's definitely tough. I mean, I've wanted, speaking of owners, I've wanted Stu Sternberg to sell the team for a while now because he just seems to, but that's a whole separate conversation.
Oh yeah, he's definitely he's got a plan for this whole stadium thing, and it involves him paying as little as possible, and he's probably going to get away with it. Most owners seem like they do.
Yeah, I mean, they want the taxpayer to pay for the stadium, and then they want you to also give them money to go watch games and buy concession stand stuff and buy merchandise, and yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah.
Well, and then the taxpayer also has to foot the bill for like the maintenance of the stadium. So like even in the off season, like it's not a vacant building. Like there are things going on, and that's all on the taxpayers. Like it's not just we build a stadium and then okay, all of our money we spent it. Like no, they're pumping millions like every year of tax money. But yeah, there's a lot to that. But I noticed that comment from someone, Jake Berger, I think is going to be a pretty good deadline bat for someone. Like you can walk into the White Sox roster here and go shopping if you're a team that needs some bats at the deadline. They've got some good pieces, but as a whole, they're pretty terrible. So I'm sure they'll be willing to part with maybe a couple unless they're trying to hold on for one more year, but I don't see why they would. Like some of these guys are going to start to age out and it's not going to get pretty. Like I feel like they should just tear down and start over, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to hold on because, like you said, they've had this kind of vision of how the team should be, and they've got these, kind of quote cornerstone players unquote, but they're not really playing like it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough. I think they have Robert signed a kind of a big deal
Yeah.
if my memory serves. But yeah, I mean, they could definitely because Berger's also controlled. Like he's under team control for a few more years before he hits arbitration. So they could if he plays well, he could get a decent sized return, especially at the deadline. They always need
Oh yeah.
hitting. So yeah, he'd be a name to watch for sure. But ooh, that get Loud a third. There you go. Attaboy.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Lau's
Yeah,
not
he's a good. He's not fast, but he's a good base runner.
for sure.
Like I mean, I guess the
Yes.
center fielder doesn't have much of an arm though, but still,
Right.
but Lau does his homework. Like he knows who he can run on. He reads the ball so well off the bat. Like he's so good at going first to third, and he doesn't look like. Actually, he really doesn't look like a baseball player at all, let alone like an athletic one. But he is. Like he's pretty athletic. He's been good at second base this year defensively, even though he's historically not too good. But this year he's been solid. Just hope they can get him in here. No, I don't like being shut out for this long. I'm not used to it.
Man, you must not have been watching the Rays too long. I'm used to no
Well,
hitters.
yeah. Well, this year is different. Yeah, the 2014 or like 2013 through like 2017 was just like it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was like my favorite's always the runner on second, no outs, or runner in
Yeah.
scoring position, no outs, and left him there. That's the classic. That's the Rays way right there, baby. That's Rays baseball at its finest.
Oh yeah, because I mean you had like Logan Morrison and then like
Oh
Steven
god.
Souza Jr. and then Taylor Motter, and they all go like strikeout swinging with every runner in scoring position ever. So
Yeah. Don't
it
get me
was a
wrong.
dark time.
I try not to question the Rays front office too much because they've proven that they know what the heck they're doing like every year. But one of the biggest misses for me was like because they had Trey Turner and Joe
Yeah.
Ross in a deal and they gave him up for Steven Souza frickin' Jr. And it's just, oh man, how different could the history of the Rays be if they just didn't do that? But you could say that about the Tim Beckham thing, and there's a bunch of things you can kind of play the what if game with. So, you win some, you lose some. But yeah, that's definitely a tough one to swallow.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean they've definitely had like better luck recently, like with trades and stuff so far, but that was like drafting Tim Beckham was probably an all-time like stinker for this organization. And
Yeah.
I mean he wasn't a terrible player, but he just never like put it all together. He had some great tools, like just never. I mean I guess he put it together for like half a year in like Seattle or Baltimore or something. I don't remember where, but
Yeah.
I mean the Tim Beckham trade did turn into eventually like now it's Junior Caminero is like the next member of that trade tree. So I mean he's not in the majors yet, but I know he just hit like his 7th home run of the year today in high A, and he's had like 70 at bats. So he's definitely going to be he's going to shoot up I mean he did shoot up prospect list this past year, but he's going to be like a consensus like top 25 like easily by the end of this year.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, with the Rays, with the way they do things, they always got to be churning out new guys. So it's, oh man, that's a good ass take. That's a good pitch. I'm a big Josh Lowe fan, though. I'm glad he's doing well to start the year because he's kind of like he's the future in the outfield. So I'm, we're kind of banking on him to do well. So I'm hoping he can continue to hit the ball well because he's good defensively. He's fast.
Yeah.
And it's tough that they didn't hang on to his brother because his brother's kind of doing well in Texas.
Yeah,
the
I haven't
feed-
paid much attention to him this year, but last year he really like broke out like
yeah,
a lot. So it was good for him though.
for sure.
And it seems like Josh Lowe is starting to do it too. I mean, it's still early, but he hasn't cooled off kind of like the way like Rayleigh has cooled off or like Taylor Walls has cooled off. And
Right,
the guys that are still going are like the core members like Yandy, Randy, Wander,
for sure.
Paredes to an extent. He started a little slow, but he's been kind of consistent. But yeah, I mean, he's. I really hope he establishes himself. I'd like to see him be a part of this team for a while because as a lefty, outfielder, that's pretty valuable, and he can run the base as well. He can hit for some power. He's a nice player.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's
Yeah, I
like
don't know how.
59 for his last like 61 stolen base attempts. Like he's really he's a good base stealer.
Yeah, yeah, especially for a guy that size, because he's like 6'4". He's not a small dude. Like he's pretty big. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
impressive that he can kind of move that well.
No, he's definitely like a five tool player. Like he can do a bit of everything.
For sure. That's a tough pitch. That's tough.
Yeah. I like the strikeout call, but yeah, I think it's the pitching ninja guy on Twitter. I think he always like puts like a ghost like next to this umpire, whoever this is, and it's like he like stabs the ghost. Yeah, that was a pretty good pitch.
Yeah,
Even if you swing at that and like you're probably not going to hit it, and even if you make contact, you're probably not going to do anything with that. So
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
tough
that's
pitch.
tough to hit. Yeah.
But, oh well. Only 1-0 though. That's not too bad. They can
Yeah,
score 10 runs an inning if they need to, so I'm not too worried.
right. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh man.
How many people do we have in here, Eureka? Is it up to the thousands yet, or is it like?
Yeah.
15?
It's a 10 right now, but that's measured in millions. So
Yeah. No, because the 3 people that left, they couldn't be at shop.rblrsports.com and on the stream at the same time, so they had to leave the stream because they're not spending money on their internet. They have like dial-up internet service, so they can buy more shirts. I think that's so they'll be back. They'll be right back.
For sure.
Okay, so far so good though, and nobody's got us shut down here. It's going pretty well.
For sure. Yeah, I was watching the Knicks Heat game before I hopped on to watch the Rays game, but definitely happy to be watching the Rays instead.
Oh yeah,
More fun. Yeah.
I mean, I love playoff basketball, but I don't really like care much about any of the teams that are in it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately a Pelicans fan, so
That's not too bad.
I don't know. I have to deal with Zion playing like 20 games a season, so it's kind of brutal. Although our producer's a Nuggets fan, so he was super excited last night because they beat the freaking Suns, which I hope they beat. I hope they sweep the Suns. I hate Kevin Durant. I hate Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Chris Paul's annoying. Like I want the Suns out of here. So go Nuggets for sure. But
Nice.
yeah. Although him and I disagree because Jokic has won all these MVPs, but I think Embiid's the MVP this year. I'm sure he's about to hop on and tell me to shove it where the sun don't shine.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, no matter how wrong it is. No matter how wrong it is. Other than Embiid, other than Jokic, Embiid is like they're the only two of their breed that exist, and so everyone's always going to have that struggle. So it's okay. I love you anyway, buddy.
Not for sure. Oh man. All right, let's see if Rasmussen can keep it hot because you look good last inning. Oh, yeah. Hey, go Pelicans! Thanks. I don't know why anyone would say go Pelicans if they didn't have to, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice of them. Oh man.
Some of these other games around the league, we've got the Mariners and Blue Jays. Blue Jays are up 8-4 in the 4th inning. That's pretty high scoring so far. Yeah. I know that game in Mexico last night was like 16-12 or something, or I don't know, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's Padres Giants, which I mean the
Yeah.
Padres have an amazing lineup, but like I don't think of the Giants as being particularly high scoring. So
No.
it was a little odd, for sure.
It's they're like 7,000 feet above sea level or whatever at
Oh,
their whatever stadium is in Mexico. So everything is like a home run or a double, and it's I would hate to have those pitchers on my fantasy team.
oh
But
yeah, brutal, brutal. Yeah, I'd hate to
the
be a
bats,
pitcher
that's
in that
fine.
environment. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awful.
See, Boston's up 2-0 on Cleveland. Detroit down 4-2 against Baltimore. Baltimore's good. Like they're a good team. I thought they were still a little like early to be good, but they made that push last year and kind of ran out of steam. But they're flat out good.
Yeah, if they can get a little more starting pitching because they got that
Yeah,
relief Felix Bautista. Oh man, or Felix Bautista, excuse me.
yeah,
Yeah, he's filthy. So they got because their lineup's good. Like they got Henderson and Rutschman, and then that Mateo dude at short who's pretty good. They
yeah,
really just needed to figure it out pitching wise, and hopefully they can soon because I like the AL East to be competitive, not just the Rays, Red Sox, Yankees. Um,
yeah.
it's good for the whole division to be fun. It's just more fun to watch.
Definitely.
Darn it.
We've also got the Twins up 1-0 on the Royals, who are 7-21 this year. Pretty bad. Same record as the White Sox, actually.
Whole AL Central is just
They're
atrocious.
terrible.
Yeah.
Like I think the Twins are in first in the AL Central right now, and they're 16-12. So like that's not even. The Guardians are 13-14.
Ugh,
Just it's a mess over there. Who else is in the Central? I think that the Royals, Twins, the Tigers, 10-16.
yeah.
The Tigers are honestly they've not been good, but like they're kind of okay. Like defensively, they're pretty strong, and they've got some wins against the Astros. I think they have a couple against Baltimore. They got some against Cleveland.
Right.
None against the Rays, of course.
Of course. Yeah, I have a good friend who's a Tigers fan, and I took him to the second game of that series,
Nice.
which was like, yeah, I think it was like 10-3 or something. It was one of those games. And it was brutal to watch with him. Poor guy.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
The Rangers are up 4-0 on the Yankees, middle of the second. It seems like it's too easy for teams to beat the Yankees.
Yeah, especially right now because Judge looks like he might be going to the IL. Stanton might be.
Yeah.
If you're not facing Cole, then you kind of have an easy game.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that lineup has absolutely nothing going for them.
No, because they've got they've got a bunch of young guys in there. Like they got Volpe and
yeah.
Who's the other guy? It's another shortstop prospect.
Like Oswald, Peraza. They've
Yeah.
got Oswald and Oswaldo.
Right. Yeah, it's
Two
weird.
guys.
There we go. Nice little two ball.
He's gotten like 5 of those types of ground balls like in this game so far, but only 2 double plays. It's crazy. Like they're not making good contact at all, but everything's finding a hole or getting just too deep. It sucks, but limiting the damage is fine, I guess.
For sure. His pitch count's a little high for my liking, but it's also not astronomically high. So,
Yeah.
If he can give him 5, that'll be solid.
Yeah, I mean they've got the off day tomorrow, so hopefully he can at least get 5, maybe 6, and then bullpen and match up everything because I think most of the bullpen is good to go for today.
For sure. Although it's tough because is Pete able to go? Because I know he's got that. Yeah, because it's cold, so I don't know if he can pitch.
Yeah, just get him in have him open a game before the sun goes down, and that
Right.
way it's still warm.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I have him on fantasy, so I want him to get work at some point. But
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that's the tough part of all the blowouts. He doesn't really pitch as much as he probably would if he was on any other normal baseball team. But
yeah,
he's on the Rays, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful he'll be fresh, later on in the year. Same thing with Jason Adam, but it's weird seeing them pitch like once a week. And then I mean, and they've been okay. They've been a little shaky, but I mean, I think that's mostly from like they're
rust
not getting regular work. Like they're so rusty.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, especially for high leverage guys, they're
Yeah.
used to constantly being on edge, and now they're kind of like, well, shoot, what do I do now? Like they don't really have much to do. It's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good pitch. Yeah,
Oh,
Ras has been better with the command here today, thankfully. I mean, he's not getting himself into trouble. Like all this is kind of just, batted ball luck, but I'm glad he's not walking like 4 guys a game anymore. That was frustrating.
hoo-ha, got him on a breaking pitch. Nice.
Wow. Yeah, he's had some pretty. I think his cutter looks pretty sharp. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but it looks decent.
Yeah.
Oh, the Tigers scored a little bit. It's 4-3 now, Baltimore.
Oh, there you go.
Javier Baez has been playing really good lately. Ever since he got benched, he's been
thank goodness
on it.
Yeah, because I like Javier Baez. He's fun. He's high energy and stuff, and he's really good defensively. He's got all the cool tags and everything. But man, he just he's even worse than a Rosarena. Like he swings at everything. I mean, it's awful. Like his plate discipline just atrocious. It's weird though because he came up and he had that problem, and then he had the Silver Slugger year, and he seemed to kind of figure it out. And then he went to Detroit, and it was like back to the old days, and it was like, well, what the heck? Like, I thought you figured this out already, but what are you gonna do? I guess.
He got paid pretty big too. He might be one for like the. Well, I mean, he's starting. It seems like he's turning it around right now, but like
he's definitely the shortstop on the all bad contract team.
Yeah, it's not looking too great, but I mean, he's definitely. I don't know, whatever they said to him when he got benched is definitely working because he's turned it around. And I like for the AL East to like be dominant, but I also don't want Baltimore to win too much and get any ideas. So hopefully the Tigers can do something here.
Yeah, although with the Central being so bad, I'd love to hear your take on this because basketball has the conference formula. It's 1 through 8. It's not divisions or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'd love for baseball to adopt that because they used to have just the ALCS and then LCS and then that was it, and then the World Series. It'd be cool if they went just 8 best teams, and threw them into a postseason format because the divisions just seem to be really, really tough right now because both of the Central divisions in both leagues are awful. I mean, just terrible teams from top to bottom. So the East and the West divisions are just kind of getting screwed over because they've got a bunch of good teams that might not make the playoffs just because, they're not in the Central, which just kind of sucks. So, I mean, how would you feel about the Major League Baseball going with an 8-team format as opposed to just division?
Oh, absolutely. I think that would be awesome because, I mean, I think we're heading towards that,
Right.
like with the way they kind of rebalance the schedules this year. Everybody plays everybody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we knew the AL East was the best division, but like now it's really like in people's faces because we can see like the run differential by division, the record by division, winning percentage, however you want to look at it. They're dominating. So yeah, I would love for that to happen. I think that would be good for the Rays because they would stop have to like, they wouldn't have to win every single division game just to like stay in it. Like, I mean, they're doing well, but yeah, and it sucks because these teams in the Central, like the Guardians are probably going to be a playoff team, and they're gonna. I mean, I'm sure they'll pick it up a little bit, but they're not going to finish like that high over 500. Like we're going to have both wild card teams or 2 of the 3 wild card teams probably coming from the AL East. So yeah, I think they could just speed it up and kind of go with that 8-team playoff format. And I think it's fine to have like that many playoff teams. I think that's cool and it's great. But yeah, there's definitely pretty big unbalance right now between the divisions.
For sure. Yeah, and it's just better for baseball. It gets the best teams in, which that's ultimately the goal. Yeah. So I mean, because baseball is. I don't know about you, but I feel like this is the most exciting baseball has been in a while. They've got all these new rule changes, the pitch clock, the bases, banning the shift, and all that. So I was kind of on the fence about a lot of it, but now it seems to be working out because because kind of the way that I gauge popularity with baseball, it's a very poor way of doing it. I'm sure, like it's not statistically invested or anything, but it's just like, are the young people around me, or am I looking through Twitter or whatever? Like, is baseball being talked about? And it seems like it's still not basketball or football, but it's getting there. It's at least not like totally irrelevant anymore. It seems like it's at least gaining a little bit more popularity than it used to. So they kind of need. I feel like they need to capitalize on this momentum that they've kind of built up. And it would be great to see him go to that playoff format just to shake things up again. Make things more exciting. Oh my, Taylor Walls. Good gracious.
Good for him.
Freaking teed off on that. Man, he got a low inside pitch and just.
Yeah, there's that swing change. He was quick to that one.
Oh yeah, cool. He was real quick to that one. Oh man, I
feel like this was inevitable though. Like Clevenger has been like, I mean, he's getting like those calls at the corners of the zone, and the umpire's been consistent. I feel like it's a big zone, but at least he's consistent. Right. But yeah, this was bound to happen. He's not. Yeah, he's throwing balls like pitches out of the zone, and he's getting the calls that he needs. So
right.
Wow, he almost hit that guy too. That was cool.
Yeah. Oh man, and I feel like with the Rays, it's like once one comes in,
floodgates.
Yeah. I love watching lefties hit low inside pitches. Like it's just right in their swing path, and it's just like it just looks so easy for them. Oh man. Yeah,
Austin Meadows had a really nice swing like that.
Yes.
Like I was never like a huge fan of him like as a player, but his swing was I think that was probably like one of the nicest swings we've seen in like a Rays uniform. Just he was always so clean with it.
Yeah, because they don't really have a lot of power hitting lefty. I mean, they had Carlos Pena, but Carlos Pena kind of had a strange looking swing. So like they didn't have Robinson, because Robinson Cano and Ken Griffey are the two that I think of mostly when I think of like pretty left-handed swings. And they definitely haven't had either of those guys. But yeah,
I'd love for Luke Raley to get into one here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a little while to go back to back with Walls like that. I feel like if you told me that, they could do that at some point this season, like at the beginning of the year, I'd be like, Taylor Walls and Luke Raley are not going back.
Oh my gosh. Ben.
No way.
You got to play the lottery.
All right. I'm going to go play the lottery.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. Lottery. He really got into that. Yeah. Well, actually, Luke Raley hit one the other day. So, I mean, I guess it's not like, it hasn't been too long, but wow.
Man.
He really got that one.
You want to talk about getting into one. My goodness. Wow.
430.
The shit out of that. Woo!
All right, cool. Well, we got our lead. We can cruise control now.
Right? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he knew that was gone immediately.
For sure. I gotta admit, I'm surprised that the Rays have been hitting these balls so well, because it's kind of cold. Like like growing up, I hated hitting in cold weather. Like it was awful. Like you just get jammed, and then your hands would like feel like they were about to fall off. So it's impressive. It's impressive to watch them just tee off in this cold weather.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like the ball's kind of carrying, which I mean, sometimes it does that in Chicago with like the weird, wind they have up in the stadium. But no, it's carrying quite a bit, so that's cool. We'll take it.
Heck yeah.
Cool. We'll take the lead here. No more getting shut out.
That's right.
Luke Raley he's a strong guy. He I think he still does it, but in like the off season, his family has a like a Christmas tree selling business or whatever. So he grew up like hauling Christmas trees, like, so he's a strong guy. And I mean, I'm sure he's like in the gym and stuff, but he's built like a linebacker, really.
Yeah, he's massive. Yeah, I mean, you listen to like the that kind of reminds me of the Bo Jackson stories they'd tell. Like he had a gym in his house, but like there wasn't a drop of sweat on it. Like he never touched it. And like his workout, he'd like go shoot a deer with a bow and arrow, and then pick up the deer and hoist it on his shoulders and carry it home. And like that's his workout for the day. Like that seems like what Luke Raley does. Although comparing Luke Raley to Bo Jackson is kind of insane for me. But
yeah, that's true. Bo Jackson could never do what Luke Raley does.
That's true.
No, but he's pretty athletic, surprisingly, for a big guy. The Rays, I feel like we say that a lot for a couple of the Rays players, like Bethancourt. He's got some wheels.
Yeah.
Luke Raley, he's got some speed. Josh Lowe, I mean, he's a big guy, but he's just an athlete. Yandy he's pretty sneaky athletic. Paredes is quick. He's not fast, but he's got good hands over that third base. I know he's one of like the top defensive run save leaders, which is it's surprising, but not really because of the way he moves. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I love watching Isak play third. He's a fantastic third baseman. Yeah, I mean, I know he came up with Detroit as like a second baseman, didn't he? He was kind of more of a middle infielder. I was shocked at how big he is because like he had like I play a crap ton of MLB The Show, way more than I should. And he had like a prospect card for Detroit, and he was like pretty skinny. Like his contact was pretty high, but his power ratings were really low. So I was shocked that he was hitting bombs last season, and now he's continuing to do so. But yeah, good for him. He seems to just he hit the gym, I guess, or something. So yeah, it's definitely cool to see him fill out.
And when he came over, he was kind of like similar to Yandy Diaz when they first got him, where he was like walking a ton, which was great, but not much outside of like, ground ball singles and soft line drives.
Right.
Oh, Jake Berger almost got Margot there.
Freaking Berger, man. They got to name
close.
They got to name a burger after him at Ferg's or something.
They really do. I feel like that's such an easy like fan giveaway. Like the first 10,000 fans get a Jake Berger burger.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't know. I don't know anything about him, so I'm not gonna do well with this. But basically, some kind of burger where it's like the only highlight of your entire day. He's like the only good player on their team. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, he's 27. He's not exactly a young buck. That's okay. I thought he was a lot younger than that for some reason. Man, that was a good inning though. That's a good inning.
Yeah, we'll take it. Man, I got Brady Singer in fantasy, and he got lit up.
Ooh, yeah, that's
not on our RBLR team. I have him on my other one, but man, he gave up 6 runs in an inning. He was cruising for 2 innings, and then he stopped cruising.
Yeah, he was cruising for a bruising, as they say.
he got bruised. That's
yeah.
I have like no starting pitching in that league, so it's like I'm just anybody that I can get for like $1 that has like a good matchup or could possibly be good for a week. I'm like, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Right.
I've got good relief pitching, but the starters, so maybe I'll just not start on. I have Spencer Strider, but that's it. He's like my only starter. So, but outside of him, it's pretty bleak.
Yeah, I have DeGrom, so he just went.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he went on the IL. Oof.
Yeah, that seems like it's like Tommy John surgery incoming, like the elbow inflammation and like it just I don't know where that's headed, but it doesn't look too good.
Yeah, it's not it's not ideal for sure. But hopefully it's not. He's been getting hurt over the past few seasons though. Yeah. It's not been super good with the health luck.
Okay, cool. Well, so far we're winning, which is nice. So thank everybody for showing up. If you haven't liked or subscribed or anything like that yet, you should definitely do that now. Yeah, I don't know. Are we gonna put this out on Spotify? Did you all do like your Bucks thing on Spotify or just YouTube?
I think we might have just done YouTube, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
probably. Well, anyways, yeah. If you're still here, the 300 of you that we have. Oh yeah. You'd have to break it up because this is gonna be like 3 hours. This is gonna be too long. Yeah, you can watch this again on YouTube if you got like 4 hours. You want to kill? You can just rewatch this stream again, relive the glory days. Fourth inning, it's going by pretty quick. We had first pitch at 2:10. Yeah, that's not bad. I can live with that. I wish it would speed up a little bit, but that's fine. I like the 2 hour games. Those are nice. Like 2 hours, 15 minutes.
Yep, those are beautiful. Those are beautiful. Although I will say, like, I live out in North Tampa, I live in Riverview, but I'm at my parents taking care of their dogs. So it's about an hour to St. Pete and an hour back. So we'll end up spending about the same amount of time in the car as we do spending actually watching the game now, which is kind of depressing. But at the same time, it's nice to have quick baseball. So
yeah, that's true.
Plus, when you're watching at home on TV, then it's beautiful because you're only watching for a couple hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially because the Warriors Kings game is at 4. They got Game 7, so I'm definitely definitely eager to watch that. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I know like Steph Curry gets a lot of hate, but like it's so cool to just watch him like pull up from wherever and hit a three like when he feels like it. He's definitely not like the same player he used to be, but yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's ridiculous to watch out there. Yeah, he just pulls it from wherever he feels like it, whenever he feels like it. Yeah, it's kind of insane. But the Kings, they're giving him a run for their money. It's been fun to watch for sure.
That's
Ooh,
good.
Yasmani. Ooh, man, that looked like it might have hurt.
Definitely. Yeah, what part of Tampa? You said North Tampa?
Yeah, like the new Tampa area.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Oh shoot, okay. I'm off of Cross Creek Boulevard. I don't know if you know.
Okay, nice. I'm kind of like right near there. I'm kind of like near the Sprouts. Like
Hunter's
we're
Green.
like in the apartments, like
Yeah.
back there.
Oh shoot, okay. Yeah. Yeah, me and my girlfriend actually just moved into a place in Riverview, like right off of Bloomingdale Avenue. But
Okay, cool.
I went to Wharton High School. Like I grew up here in this area. I don't know if you're
Awesome.
familiar with.
No, yeah. I interned at Wharton. I'm a teacher, so like I
Oh
interned there
shoot,
for a year.
okay.
But were you in the same class as Vernon Hargreaves, or is that?
Oh, I was in the same class. Well, I was a year below his sister. So I was
Okay.
3 years below him.
Okay.
But yeah, his sister always used to cheat off of me in trigonometry class.
Nice.
I don't know why, because I was horrible at trigonometry, but so I guess whatever. But yeah, he was fun to watch at Wharton, but kind of sucks that he wasn't really super fun to watch with the Bucks. But
Yeah.
you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I feel like he was always like kind of shaky with the Gators. Like he had like this reputation of being like a lockdown guy, but didn't always show it, and then definitely didn't always show it in the NFL. But
Right.
it is what it is.
I think the highlight of his career has been I think he got like oh man, what a play.
Wow.
Brandon, wow, my goodness.
Wow.
Flash in the leather. Look at that.
He's kind of getting it done defensively this year. It's not always pretty, but he's been effective, so we'll take it.
For sure.
I mean, definitely keep some runners off so Jake Berger doesn't do anything annoying.
Right.
Wow, great play.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play.
See, Taylor Walls is now our win percentage added leader for the game. Nice.
There you go. Ooh,
that's a
man.
good feature.
Feels like that first pitch would have been called a strike if Clevenger was on the mound, but
yeah.
I'm sure that's just my opinion.
No, the White Sox have been getting some pretty favorable calls. I know the Rays were favored on the umpire scorecard for yesterday's game, but the Rays had 3 strikeouts looking in the game, and that's tied for the most in a single game this year. Strikeouts looking on pitches out of the zone. So gotcha. Pitches that, yeah, I guess if you're striking out looking, it's sometimes your fault, but when it's not a strike and they're striking out looking, it's frustrating. So, okay, we have Jake Ricker introducing, joining us soon. He's from the RBLR Lightning podcast. Oh, okay, I guess Carter. See you later, Carter. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'll let Jake and you have some fun. I appreciate y'all having me on. It's always a good time.
Yeah, come back anytime. I'm sure we'll be here for a couple more hours. So
yeah, heck yeah,
got nothing to do.
For sure. Go Rays, man. Raise up.
All right. Yeah.
Deuces
Thanks for coming. How's it going, Jake? Thanks for hopping on here with us.
Going good. Thanks for having me. Excited to join in and watch some Rays baseball. They're looking good so far. Got the 2-1 lead I saw.
Yeah, we'll take it. Back-to-back home runs that I guess I called for Luke Raley there. So
I saw you guys were talking about that, and then they go back-to-back right away. How about that? A little bit of magic.
I mean, he swings a big bat, I guess. Man,
I'll tell you what, I really love Drew. He's one of my favorite pitchers on the Rays. I gotta say, he's got a mean beard, which gives him some points for me too. But he's a great pitcher. I'll tell you what. He had that one rough game with Toronto when they kind of just got to him. But other than that, he's an effective pitcher. I like him a lot.
No, he's been pretty solid, and today he's cleaned up his walks a little bit for sure, and we get that strikeout there of Berger, thankfully.
Yeah, man, those walks, they'll kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's been Yeah, he's got like good stuff, but it plays up, but not in the way where it's like swing and miss. It's just he gets so much weak contact. Like everything's on the ground. I know the one base hit this inning was like a line drive up the middle, but lots of ground balls, and the White Sox somehow scored using all those ground balls. But it is what it is. He's been pretty solid outside of that. Some bad luck.
It's probably I like him. My brother pitches up in Michigan right now. He's playing D3 baseball, and he's a lot like that too, where he doesn't get a ton of strikeouts, one every once in a while. But at the end of the day, you get ground balls, you get pop outs, just like the one they just got right there, and that's all you need. And if you got a good defense behind you, you can start flying through these innings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been really into pop-ups lately because there's a skill to that, to generating pop-ups as a pitcher.
Right.
And it's really been like undervalued for a pretty long time, and teams are starting to take advantage of it. Just because a pop-up, like if any batted ball is like 40 degrees or greater in its launch angle, it's basically the same like value as a strikeout. So if you have a guy who's really good at doing that, you can kind of lean into it. So Rasmussen doesn't get a ton of the pop-ups, but Taj Bradley does, and he also is starting to get strikeouts now, which is pretty cool. So he's he's a super valuable guy. So I'm excited to see how he develops. But basically, pop-ups are really...
Yeah. And like you said, they're just as valuable as strikeouts too. At the end of the day, an out is an out. Doesn't matter how you get it. They don't have to be pretty every time. But how about that Rays, the pitching staff in general? I mean, I remember coming into the season. I'm not I'm a diehard Lightning fan. I'm part of the RBLR Lightning crew, but I still love the Rays. But I wasn't sure how they were going to be coming into the season, and they have been. I don't think anybody expected this of how good they have been. No. It's been impressive.
No, I'm just hoping for like 90 to 95 wins every year, because that's usually enough to get into the playoffs, and then make sure you're healthy heading in there and you're good. But they're on 133 win pace, and I don't think they're going to keep that up. But I mean, 100 wins isn't unreasonable at this point, because honestly, if they go 500 for the rest of the season, including the record they have now, they're going to win 90 games, and that's probably enough for a playoff spot, at least one of the wild card spots. So they've set themselves up for success really, really well, and it's hard to do that in April, but they've done it. So we'll take that.
And then how about this guy at the player that's coming up here, Randy Arozarena? Holy cow, man. He is, I tell you what, I think the World Baseball Classic was a huge help for a lot of these players, because they got to get into game mode, get going right away. And he's been great to start this season. He's unbelievable.
For sure. And it's not like spring training where, that's not a strike. Come on. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. That is terrible call. This umpire's been consistent, but that one that's not even close. But yeah, the World Baseball Classic definitely helped, because these are like, it's not spring training where you've got guys just mailing it in and just trying to get their work in, whatever. Like in the World Baseball Classic, they're playing for like their lives, like they're playing for their countries. They care so much and they're trying so hard. So, every at bat, every pitch is so meaningful, and it's a good environment that breeds competition. And of course, Randy makes up for the umpire being terrible, and he gets on base anyway.
And gets the nice hit right there. Nice lead off, and now you got to run around first with no outs. You love to see it. Good things.
He really celebrated that hit a lot. That was a lot of... he got jammed. I think that's why. He was just trying to shake it off.
It's funny. He sometimes, like, he's got a lot of personality. We've seen it with the whole, the whole outfield doing the arms crossed, boots on, but sometimes he just looks stone cold serious. Like that guy, like he has these two completely different personalities, but I love it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's definitely a really, really fun player, and it's cool to see him, get his chance with the Rays and develop. So thank you, Cardinals, for that. Yeah, he was part of the was it the Tommy Pham trade or the Jose Martinez trade? I'm blanking.
The Rays do so many trades. I can't keep track of them all. These guys coming in from these different places, which is impressive in itself, by the way. I mean, how many guys on the team right now do they have that just came from these small little trades and nobody thought any of these players?
Yeah, I mean, even Harold Ramirez right here, like they traded a career AAA player, Esteban Quiroz, for him, and he's turned into like a really valuable platoon bat. So, yeah, they find really good value at the margins, and then a couple of them end up popping and turning into cornerstone players like Yandy and Randy. I think Paredes is pretty much there. Wander is part of this core. Brandon Lau. I'm trying to think of Drew Rasmussen. Honestly, is part of this core at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Springs injured, but he's part of the core. Tyler Glass now, like they've they develop some of their own players well, but they're really good at finding like what they want from other teams and getting them for pretty cheap.
When is Glass now supposed to be? I thought the last I heard was late May. What's the latest on him?
He had a bullpen session at the Trop yesterday, actually, where he got 2 up downs. So apparently everything was good, and he's going to start rehab in Durham this week. They're going to build him up kind of slowly, starting with a 3-inning outing, I think is planned for Friday. And he could be back actually mid-May at this point. He's like a week ahead of schedule, but they're going to take their time and it'll work out. It'll be fine. But he's 100%, just has to get built up to be like on a starter's workload. So really excited to have him back, because this rotation and the pitching staff as a whole are already really good, and adding him is only going to make it better.
Right. I was talking to some of my friends about that. I'm like, listen, the Rayton rotation is good, and they don't even have one of their best pitchers back yet. And getting him back is only going to make them stronger, which just makes even this start even more impressive. I mean, it's just, it's awesome. Third lowest payroll in Major League Baseball. The Rays have got their problems off the field, but they put together these competitive teams every single year, and it's impressive.
Yeah, and we get a lot of people like, who like from like the national media and like people who don't follow the Rays. They're like, how do they do this every year? Well, it's pitching and run prevent. It's run prevention and well, I guess I was going to say pitching and defense, but run prevention is the whole thing. Like, you're defending well, you're pitching well, that's run prevention. And they're consistently among the top teams in the league every single year with that. The offense is going to, wax and wane, because that's just how baseball works. And, they're not investing. I mean, they're investing in their offense. They signed Yandy long-term. We got Brandon Lau, Wander on long-term contracts. But it comes down to run prevention, and that's kind of like been their philosophy since 2008, and they stick to it, and they're consistent with it. So it's surprising that they're on a 133 win pace, but it's not surprising that they're a really good team, because this is
right.
It's essentially the same roster from 2021 when they were really good, and a big chunk of the same roster from 2020 when they went to the World Series. It's just then they keep growing together, and it's so fun to watch.
Now, let me ask you this. I know you're big into stats. You're the big stats guy here. And what got you into those stats? Because, like, I've looked at, even for hockey, advanced statistics every once in a while, but it is just so overwhelming to me to look at all of those crazy numbers. So what got you into all those stats? Because it's impressive, all the stuff I see, your posts on Twitter, all of the game breakdowns and stuff like that. I mean, what got you into all that?
I'm obsessed with like consuming information, and I think it's just baseball is like something that I've kind of settled on, and I've grown up with it. Like, I've watched the Rays, listened to them on the radio like so much. Like, I would literally just have like the game on in the background like all throughout high school, like doing other stuff or listening to the radio doing other stuff, and I've just always loved it, and I always want more and more. And with like Baseball Savant and Fangraphs and like all these cool like independent things that people are putting out, like there's just so much, and I like having a lot. So it can be overwhelming, but I want like all the data. I want everything, because I want to know everything. I'm not like satisfied with just like, oh yeah, Paredes is a good player. Like, I want to know why. And then if I can't get a why, I just want to keep digging. So I'm always just asking myself why. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just obsessed with it.
It's one of the best traits to be able to have. Be curious, right? And
yeah. Oh, man.
It's impressive though that how much, because it's a lot. Then that information can get extremely overwhelming. So it's really cool to see that people like yourself are super into it and can dissect that kind of stuff. I appreciate it for sure, and I think a lot of Rays fans do as well. Having somebody that's able to look at that information and figure it out, because like I said, for people like myself, you look at it and you're like, What now? What does that number mean? Oh wait, no, there's this number too. I don't know what all those letters are.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of like alphabet soup most of the time. Like you're just sifting
Right.
through things, and it's hard to find like what's meaningful, like what's important. But yeah, I mean, it's something you kind of just have to jump into, and then once you get familiar with it and you're up to date, like I don't know, it's just and there's always something new. I'm always like trying to make something or combine other things, and it's fun. It's definitely a good hobby that now I get paid millions of dollars to do it working for RBLR Sports. So it's a
Hey,
great gig over
you
here.
do it for the love of the game, right? Not for the paycheck. It's why.
Yeah, exactly. But the paycheck's nice too at RBLR Sports because
Right,
Eureka,
of course.
he takes care of us. Oh, and if you want to help us continue to have money on our paychecks and not just be like a couple pennies, you can go to shop.rblrsports.com, use promo code FLAPPY for 10% off your order. Buy a shirt, buy a couple of them. If you don't buy a shirt, you're going to get kicked off the stream. So Eureka is going to be checking for receipts pretty soon. So make sure you're taking care of that. And
yeah, highly recommend checking out those shirts. They are awesome. I have a couple for myself. I just got one for my brother for his birthday coming up. So they're great gifts as well. And there are a lot of great ones. I love all the Rays ones too. I think those are some of my favorite. Got a couple great Lightning ones on there too. And then you got all the sports. So you can rep everybody for Tampa Bay.
That's very true. And Mother's Day is coming up too. So why not buy some team inspired merchandise for your mom? Because that's what every mom wants. They want a shirt that says "Bring Back the Devil" with the Rays colors from '98. They don't want a card. They don't want anything from you except for an RBLR sports shirt. So just take the guesswork out of the shopping and head on over. We'll put a link somewhere, I'm sure.
There you go. The link's in the description as always. I'm sure I didn't check this one, but I know Eureka puts it down there. Maybe we need a pink. We need a pink version for one of them.
Yeah, moms love pink and they love RBLR sports. Those are the two things I know about moms. I don't know anything else.
There you go.
All right. After this inning, I do have to use the little boy's room because it's been a couple hours. I had my sweet potato and my rice, and I've been drinking my tea and some water. So I will need to maybe Eureka can pinch hit for me for a little bit while I. Okay, cool. That's good. He'll be able to
pinch hitter. I like that's a good little reference. The pinch hitter, bringing it in, Eureka.
Well, for you guys, it would just be like a line change. Eureka, he's a switch hitter batting 299.
299. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, but it's like okay, like you kind of do a double take, and you're like, all right, yeah, that's good. We like that. You're better than replacement level for sure. Replacement level would be like, I don't know who a replacement level person would be to throw in here. I don't know. I can't keep this metaphor going, but nice ground ball from Rasmussen to start off the fifth there. We'll take it. And just retire the number 9 guy here so we don't have to, face the top of the order with guys on. That's never fun.
Well, beautiful pitch right there too, and then picks up another strikeout right on the corner.
Yeah, Clevenger got that call all game, so I'm glad that Rasmussen's able to get there. He was probably hesitant to do that because I know when they played the Blue Jays in Toronto, like he didn't get any of the calls that like Barrios or Kikuchi, whoever he was facing off against, like they were getting all the calls on the corners and he was getting none of them, and he ended up walking a bunch of guys because of it. But not afraid to go to that here, and he gets the strikeout, and the umpire wants to like stab the batter whenever they strike out. It's kind of cool.
I heard you guys talking about that earlier. His strikeout motion. It's a unique one, but you know what? I like that. Every umpire's got their own little thing, and I think it makes the game just a little bit more fun.
Yeah. Is Randy like dropping something in the outfield? I feel like I've seen him drop something twice, like going to pick up a ball or going to catch a ball. It looks like something is like falling out of his pocket. It might be like a hand warmer or something.
Or his card, maybe. Could it? They usually have those cards out there.
Oh yeah, like a little
for what's coming report. Up. Right, exactly.
I feel, if anybody in the chat has noticed it too, let me know, because I feel like I've seen something like a little white thing end up on the ground whenever he's about to make a play on a ball. So I'm interested in that.
I'm gonna have to look for that now. Next time there's a fly ball over there.
Yeah, I hope John Boy video incoming. Yeah, maybe. He's annoying, honestly, on Twitter, and he kind of steals like a lot of content, but some of his stuff is actually pretty good. Like his breakdowns of things. There was like someone last year was like tipping pitches, and the Yankees caught on really quickly, and he had a really good breakdown of how that pitcher was tipping his pitches. So that was cool. But for the most part, I'm not like a huge John Boy guy.
Oh man, I love John Boy. I'm a big fan of his. Honestly, I just love his breakdowns. I think they're funny, and he's able to read lips so impressively. And
he is. He's really good at
like
that.
It's fun. I wish, and he does been doing a lot more hockey, which has been cool. I wish he would do more on the Rays, but granted, he is a Yankees fan, so I'm sure he doesn't want to be talking about the Rays as much. But I love his breakdowns. Those are my favorite part. The other stuff I don't watch a ton of as much, like his weekly dumb show that he does and stuff like that. But the breakdowns are always entertaining to me. Yeah, especially he just had the one. You said the one that was the one team in what was it, AAA, who threw a no-hitter, but they lost the game because of all the walks, and he did a breakdown on that, which was really cool.
Yeah, I think it was the Trash Pandas that threw it. I'm not sure, but all the minor league teams have such good names.
Ooh, flying over the top there.
Wow. Bethancourt made that pretty close, and it really shouldn't have been that close. That was a pretty nice throw. Yeah, they'll probably call that a wild pitch, though, I'm sure. Maybe it's a wild pitch. I don't know. I feel like he could have blocked it better, though, so maybe it's a pass ball. That stuff is so subjective, though. I don't know.
Right. The scoring is very weird when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Okay, cool. Somebody in the chat said they think it's a hand warmer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was for Randy, but it looked like too bulky to be like a piece of paper. But I'm sure he wouldn't like be signing autographs out there during like an actual game. I know he can do that during the World Baseball Classic, but I'm pretty sure he can't do that like during an actual
that's probably not the best idea.
No, yeah, it's probably got to be a hand warmer. I think you're right. Yeah, I think Rasmussen's probably done after this inning. It's already cold. It seems like he's kind of losing his grip. I mean, command hasn't been great, but did that hit him?
It looked like it did. Oh, he started to swing, and then it hit him in the elbow.
Okay.
Or no, you know what? That didn't look like on that replay. I don't think it did. It didn't look like it hit him, but they gave him first.
Yeah, maybe it nicked his jersey or something. Or no, his elbow, he's saying. I don't know. I didn't see a redirection, but I also don't have my sound on, so I'm not hearing the game. I'm just hearing our stream. So yeah, he's probably done after this inning. It's kind of cold to be up and down that much in a game, and yeah, just he doesn't need to throw 100 pitches. That's a weird like arbitrary number that I feel like a lot of people want pitchers to get to, but it's not necessary, especially in April.
Right, it's 100 pitches and usually 7 innings is like the typical what people think a starting pitcher should get to.
Yeah, not realistic. I'd take him out. Like I'm sure he'll get to like low 90s here. Hopefully he can, keep Gavin Sheets from getting on base. But yeah, just finish the inning, get this out, and then take the rest of the day off, I guess.
Let the bullpen do the work, and they've got a pretty decent bullpen as well. Let me ask you this: obviously still early in the season. Where do you want to see the Rays move? Trade dead. Like who could they pick up? Where could they improve this team right
now? If they could like get some kind of like UCL ligament and implant it in Jeffrey Springs, that would be great. Like trade for someone with a healthy UCL, and then we'll be good. But no, I don't really think there's a big need. Catcher is honestly kind of like one of the question marks, I think, heading into the year, but they've both been good and their skill sets work well with the rule changes. They both have cannons. They can frame a little bit. They put the ball in play pretty well. So Bethancourt's definitely the better of the two with the power that he has and the just the leadership behind the plate. There we go. We'll take that ground ball.
Nice ground ball.
88 pitches. Yeah, I mean, maybe they probably add like a bullpen arm or two just because you can never have too much pitching, but
that's what I was going to say. Maybe some bullpen arms.
I don't really see like the need for like an upgrade where they, sell a couple prospects and then, bring in some big name, but I don't know. What do you think? Actually, you can talk about that with Eureka because I have to pee. But you
Hey,
guys can fill me in.
Take care of that.
Yeah, Jake, like, I guess from an outside perspective, like, what do you think do the Rays do they have a weakness that you're looking at?
Well, you watch the way they play. I mean, how could you say there's a weakness? They look so good. I would agree with Ben in saying that the bullpen arm is probably the biggest thing for me. I wouldn't hate seeing them go after just so like an extra bat, because to me, you look at these teams in the trade, usually when you go after players and you make moves, we see it with the Lightning. I know hockey's different from baseball, but you got to make some sort of move. Just push your team over the top and do everything you can to give them the best chance to win. Even if you don't have a ton of weaknesses, if there's somebody out there that could make your team even just a little bit better, I don't know who's going to be available when it comes trade deadline time. I say do it, but I'm going to go with reliever. That's going to be my one spot that I think they could.
The only thing I can think of is how, and Ben will have his own opinion on this too, but like Harold Ramirez is a player that I think we saw a huge, when we first got him, he just was on fire, and then he dropped like a rock, right? But then we all were like, well, can he come back to that? It's one of the reasons we were talking about getting a power bat in the offseason. Ben's been really big on trading Harold Ramirez or getting rid of him as my toddler runs around.
Special guest star coming in.
Yeah, but he's my prospect here. But but Harold's obviously killing it right now. So the question is that a guy that you hold on to thinking he's going to be this is just who he is? Or is he at a high right now where you can get rid of a surplus bat and bring in someone? And you guys, you have things coming up through the.
It's tough at the end of the day because you don't know, and you kind of got to take a gamble on it a little bit. But and listen, that's for the Bens and the people in the front office to figure out. I don't know. It's tough, and that's one of those decisions too where you trade the guy, and the guy you bring in doesn't do so well, and everybody's like, how dare you trade Harold? He was doing so well. And then, if he does really well, you're looked at as a genius. So it's a really, really tough spot. But
Ben, to bring it back, I was saying that Harold Ramirez is a guy that's been doing well, did well, then dropped off, then come back. And we're saying, if there is a weakness, you maybe think that there's a couple guys overperforming right now that you could sell high is what I was saying.
Yeah, I definitely think Harold is, I feel like I've been pretty adamant about it that he is overperforming, but I think I've reached a point where I don't really care. Like, I'd rather have like the continuity and the I don't know, I guess just the rapport and like the experience and all that stuff, like with the guys in the clubhouse. I think that is more valuable, and like having him in like the right-handed DH platoon role than like trying to trade him and like bring Mead into the picture or get another bat. Like that, we can't quantify it, but his fit on the team is honestly like more valuable than he has more value to the Rays than he would to some other team because of, the way he is with this team. So while he's not my favorite player, obviously, I think just stick it out with him. Curtis Mead will be up next year. We'll figure it out in the offseason. But I'd hate for a well-liked player on this team to be out for someone that is perceived to be better than him. Wow, nice steal there, Taylor. We'll take that. He's so good. He's really coming into his own this year. I'm so happy with that.
And he's playing really well today. 2 for 2, and now that stolen base right there as well. He's looking great. Or no, 3 for 3 now because he was 2 for 2.
Home run, couple singles, stolen base, always great defense. Just, if Wander has to take a day off, I'm not stressed about it this year. He will need his days off because you want to keep him fresh all year, but Walls is fantastic in a limited role. So, yeah, I love it. Also, they kind of did make not an upgrade, but they made an acquisition in the bullpen. They got Javi Guerra yesterday. I know he got added to the roster today, so I'm sure he'll pitch today. Fauché gets optioned, so he pitched a lot yesterday, so it makes sense to get the fresh arm. Javi Guerra is a really high risk, high reward arm. And I'm pretty excited to see if the Rays can, finally get him to stick, because he was really good in AAA with the Rays, like absolutely lights out. Hits 100 miles an hour with his fastball, gets pretty close with his sinker. Struggled in the major leagues a bit with command, but a lot of really good tools. And he's only been pitching technically since 2019, but he hasn't been like with a pitching coach that knows what he's doing until he joined the Rays last year. So I'm really excited to see how he develops and what the plan is for him. Because I mean, worst case scenario, he eats some innings, but best case scenario, he could be pitching in high leverage by the end of the year.
That's a great point. You mentioned the pitching coach, right? The broadcast has talked about this a few times, that the Rays have such a great coaching staff in general, that they've been really able to help a lot of these players, who are, low guys that many people, we were just talking about the trades, right? And all these guys that they got that have really come up into their own. And a lot of it is probably, or some of it is thanks to the coaching that they have on this team.
Absolutely. Like if you listen to any of the pitchers talk, they will run through a wall, rob a bank, kill someone for Kyle Snyder. Like honestly, like as a teacher, like he does so many things that are best practice, like just by his demeanor alone and like the relationships he builds with his players. Chad Mottola is the same way. He's a little bit like more under the radar because, when people think of the Rays, they think of pitchers, but they've had a top 5 offense since Chad Mottola was hired in 2016 by WRC Plus. Like the Rays have had, I think, the 5th best offense in baseball. And that's what, 7 years now. Like they're not a bad offensive team. They had a bad down year last year because everybody was hurt, but these coaches are really fantastic too. So yeah, I'm happy to be a fan of this organization because they do everything the right way.
Unfortunate they couldn't take advantage of the offense there on that double play, which that's
right when I'm talking about how good the offense is.
Right, exactly. So you had the good jinx earlier, and now we had the reverse jinx this time around.
Okay. I guess it's the ebbs and flows of the game. So Margot definitely won't get a hit here. He definitely will not drive in this run.
No way. He's striking out.
The White Sox get out of the inning without, they're limiting the damage. Wow. I forgot how hard this guy throws. I was at the game like last Saturday when they were playing the White Sox and Brandy had that walk-off hit. Seeing this guy throw live, I think it's Gregory Santos. He's crazy. Oh, Margot, get it over the wall? No? Okay. Yep.
It sent it got deep, but just a little bit short. Needed a little more wind to kick up there.
Yeah, definitely. If it was like 3 degrees colder, I'm sure that could have been interesting, or warmer. That could have been interesting. So. Oh, well, it is what it is. Still got the lead. We'll take it. And I don't have to pee anymore, so that's good. Empty the tank. Not much really going. I'm checking the other scores around the league right now. Boston up 7-1 on Cleveland, bottom of the 8th. Toronto up 8-5, bottom of the 7th on Seattle. Baltimore carrying a 4-3 lead, bottom of the 8th. Twins up 8-0, heading into the top of the 6th inning. Angels 2-0 over the Brewers, heading into the 7th. Yankees down 6-1, bottom of the 5th. I love it. Love to see the Yankees lose. Nestor Cortez, he has to wear a 7-run pitching line here, doing pretty terrible. Good to see. He's like one of their last like usable arms outside of Garrett Cole. So
I'll tell you what, I love the change they made this year that makes everybody play everybody. That's one of my favorite things the NHL would do. And because I just love the idea that you could everybody gets to see all the other star players. I think it's better for the game. It's better for, they only play certain teams a couple of times, but there's no sitting there going, oh, well, the Rays didn't play the Dodgers or something like that, because you're playing every single team and all of it factors into it at the end of the day. So I really love that change that they made this year.
Me too. And it highlights just how good the AL East is. I was talking about that with Carter earlier. Like now the AL East isn't beating up on themselves as much and they're beating up on other teams. And we kind of knew the AL East was the best division, but now we're seeing like just how really dominant they are with like the record differential, the winning percentage, the run differential as well. They're just dominant. Rasmussen's going out for the next inning. Okay. Wow.
So we were wrong.
Just put that in there. I am surprised. I don't really like that for him. I mean, maybe he's like they let him go until he runs into trouble. I mean, if he can get 3 quick outs in like 10 pitches, that's fine, but I don't know about that. Or maybe they just give him a batter. Maybe a batter or 2.
Well, and see, that's where I'm sure they had the conversation with him in the dugout, ask him if he's okay and if he's good to go. And you know what? If they've got that trust in him and he's saying he's okay, why not give him the shot?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you got to listen to your body, like, and I'm sure the Rasmussen's good at that. But that's something the Rays kind of preach as like a coaching and training staff philosophy is, oh, that looks slippery out there. They need to spray the infield dirt.
Tried to scoop. Oh, he almost had it.
Walls look so strong. Look at his legs are like way bigger than they were last year. His butt's bigger. He looks great. Love to see it. Okay, maybe they're just trying to get Rasmussen a little bit more work because he hasn't gone more than 5 innings since April 9th, so it's been about a month.
Oh wow!
Or no, not a month. It's been like It's been 3 weeks, so maybe they're gonna give him like 2 batters here, and then I don't know who's up after Grandal, but maybe after Grandal they'll take him out if it's a lefty. That would kind of make sense. But yeah, it's still Rasmussen. He's still getting ground balls. I don't think Taylor Walls would have. I don't think anybody makes that play, honestly. That was really deep in the hole.
That's a tough play to make.
No matter what. Yeah. I mean, it would be great if he made it, but it is what it is.
How do you say Drew's last name? Because I've heard it both ways. I've heard it Rasmussen and I've heard it Rasmussen. Does anybody know what the actual way to say his last name is?
No clue. I've always said Rasmussen because that's what I heard a Brewers fan say, like when he first came over in the trade. So I'm like, okay, that's it. But then I think on the radio, I think Andy has called him Rasmussen before, and I think Dwayne Stats calls him Rasmussen.
He says Rasmussen. I remember because I did a little show on the Rays. I was talking about Drew, and I was like, all right, let me look up to say his name. I know on the broadcast they say Rasmussen, but anybody you ask, it's always a different answer.
I'm gonna figure it. I'll get a hold of the I'll figure out a way to get a hold of the media like pronunciation guide, and
there you go.
I will get back to everybody on that in like a week. So
yeah, we need to ask Drew. He knows how to say his last name.
I hope so. Right now he's struggling to know how to throw strikes, so hopefully he still knows his last name. I mean, Grandal will take his walks, and he's kind of like the home run, walk, or strikeout kind of guy, as we see him hit a really deep fly ball that's a home run.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I would have preferred to give up a walk there, but I feel like it seemed like an obvious choice to not let him come out for a 6th inning, but maybe not, I guess. I don't know.
That one hurts too because it gives the Sox a 3-2 lead, and the offense has been they had a couple chances last couple innings, but they haven't been able to get any across the plate, and that one stings a little bit. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't come out now.
Yeah, I'd like to know Kevin Cash's logic to keeping Rasmussen. Now I'm saying Rasmussen.
I got you confused.
Just take him out of the game. I don't know who's pitching anymore.
Yep, and it looks like we are getting a call to the bullpen, so we're going to get a change here.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a questionable decision from Kevin Cash, so I definitely want to I'll see if Neil can ask Cash why he left Rasmussen in so long, because it seemed like it was probably not a good idea. But hindsight's 2020, so. Yeah,
that's very true. Although I don't think some Rays fans have still forgiven Cash for pulling guys too early when they're playing well. So maybe he was trying to not do that this time, and unfortunately it came back to bite him.
Yeah. I mean, like the first batter reached on like a not well hit ground ball, like it was just, a lucky shot deep in the hole there, but yeah, I probably would have pulled him after that batter just because the workload and the up downs, just the pitch count alone was not ideal.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. I thought they were going to pull him, but I guess, it's like you said, hindsight's 2020, right? That he was pitching well, and that's how it can go. One swing of the bat changes everything.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I could kind of see like the angle of them wanting to get Rasmussen extended more because, like we said, he hasn't pitched over 5 innings in like 3 weeks, but he pitched his 5 innings. Maybe today was the day to not do that, especially with the cold weather. And yeah, I don't know. That was questionable, but I think if the Rays can't score more than 3 runs against this White Sox team, they kind of don't really deserve to win. So they'll have to come through a little bit, and I think the offense can. They've got a lot in them, and they've been a little unlucky, especially in these last couple innings with getting runners on and unable to get them in.
Well, hasn't
only 9 swings and misses? Wow.
Hasn't the White Sox been the one team the Rays have had a little bit of trouble scoring against in the last couple of games, if I'm not mistaken? The games in Tampa, they scored a bunch, but I might be wrong. Let's double check the.
Well, last night they were fine, but they had a 3-2 win, I think, in another game in the series, and then I think it was like an 8 to, or no, they've been scoring a lot because they had a 10-run lead when Luke Raley came in and finished off a game. So, and of course it's starting to rain now, so we can. I swear, if they like call this game and like after 6 innings and like, yeah, it's raining too hard, game's over,
that would be frustrating.
I feel like we could see that happen.
Okay, so I was wrong. It was the Astros that I was thinking of. That's who they scored 8 against them in that first game, and then they were shut out back to back against the Astros. Those were the games I was thinking of.
Okay, yeah, they've been fine against the White Sox, and I think they'll be fine here. But the only thing now is, are the umpires going to call the game? If we get a rain delay, like I'm not going to stay on the stream till like 10 o'clock. Like that's not happening. So, yeah, we do have the new pitcher Kevin Kelly. 2 quick outs. Good for him. He's a good ground ball guy. He's always done that in the minor leagues, and he's been doing it at the major league level so far. Oh, and then there's a ground ball that gets through, but still a ground ball.
Oh, but look at this though.
Wow, what are you doing?
Got him.
What are you? Oh my gosh, the White Sox are a mess. I know they got a lead here,
we'll
but
take
they are
it.
such a mess. Oh.
And we were talking about the umpires' out calls. How about that umpire? He gave a little emphasis into that out call too.
Yeah, he's having fun with it. Wow. I mean, Randy, he does not have a good arm at all. He's actually got a pretty bad arm, but that's still like not really a ball that you can stretch into a double. So I don't know what Elvis Andrus was thinking there. But he's not going to be around
game too.
Poor decision. So hopefully the Rays can kind of capitalize on that momentum. If not, it's okay. But I really don't want them to call the game or go into a rain delay because I'm not in the mood for that. That's going to make me pretty upset.
Yeah, that would be a bummer. It's the last. Hey, that's why everybody loves the Trop, right? No rain delays in Tampa.
Exactly, and I just ran out of my reduced sugar apple juice or no sugar added apple juice, so can't. I don't need another thing to go wrong here. I have a feeling they're going to call the game though, and I'm really not happy about that.
No, can we look at the weather in Chicago? Wonder if it's just a little bit let's take a look at the radar. Let's see if we can't figure it out. Granted, I don't know exactly where the White Sox play.
Chicago and the south side of Chicago.
Okay, so it's not a huge rainstorm. Well, it's large, but it's not heavy rain. So.
Okay. I mean, I don't like either of those things, so now I'm really unhappy. I mean, I'm gonna see like Mark Topkin usually has like an idea of what's gonna be like decided on the field, so I'm gonna go check out his Twitter. I don't follow him, so I have to like search him every time I want to find something. Okay, yeah, he mentioned the rain is starting to rain pretty hard. It looks a little bit better on the screen now. I don't know. I can't tell super well.
I did see on the radar there's like a little band and then there's the larger one. So I'm not sure. Well, actually, you know what? That camera angle looks worse again. So
yeah, just looking at the picture, it looks fine. Yeah, no, that's not fine. That's like the camera's shaking. It's like kind of gray on the screen. Oh my God, that's not a strike. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna keep.
Well, hopefully the Rays
here.
can get some runs quickly here in this inning. So just in case they do call it, we don't end up on the short end of the stick here. Ooh, that's a big cut right there. But Lau's that kind of guy, right? I remember a couple of years ago, everybody was talking about his home run power, but he just wasn't able to get his batting average up. And then he started to get into the swing of things, no pun intended, but he's a power guy, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's probably it fluctuates, but he's definitely like overall, like when you look at his body of work since he joined the team in 2018 when he was called up, he's been the best hitter on the team. He's the best left-handed leadoff hitter in team history. I don't love him in the leadoff spot, but Yandy's out, so what are you going to do? He's so productive, and everybody's scared to pitch to him. It's great. Like Joe Kelly has only thrown like one real strike in this whole at bat so far. Because now has thrown 2 with that one getting fouled off. But nobody's throwing him fastballs. They're throwing him breaking balls out of the zone and just hoping they get a good call from the umpire. And if they walk him, he'll take his walk. Sometimes he probably has to be a little bit more disciplined, but really nobody wants to pitch to him, and that's kind of cool to see because the Rays haven't really had like a feared hitter since he was healthy 2 years ago. And then there's a breaking ball out of the zone he chases, of course.
I just realized we have the Kelly versus Kelly pitching matchup going on right now.
Oh, yeah, we needed that. That's good.
Kelly v. Kelly.
Yasmani Grandal is probably going to take over on our win percentage added leader thing, I'm sure. I feel like he would have to. I haven't looked at the Savant tracker thing, but it seems like Grandal, with his 2-run home run to take the lead, is probably going to be up there. Maybe Randy can get into one here and just tie the game before the umpires make a terrible decision. They've already made some pretty bad decisions on these ball and strike calls that I can't wait to see the umpire scorecard for tomorrow. But I'm really scared they're going to call the game because once you get to like 6 innings or whatever, they can call it and it's like an official game. But that's not really fair if they do that.
Well, hopefully it's just light enough rain that they won't call it and they'll play through it. Yeah. Of course, usually it's thunder and lightning. It's what's really going to get you.
Yeah, definitely. Randy's looking a little bigger this year too.
And look at this move by Randy. Was he trying to dry off the bat? It looked like there.
Yeah, it's it's interesting for sure. I feel like that makes it more slippery though, because doesn't that kind of wipe off some of the pine tar? But no, actually, I guess it's just kind of but what do you need to dry off the barrel for? Like that's not the part of the bat you're grabbing. Oh man, that's not a very good swing.
Nope, looked like he really wanted to stop that swing, just wasn't able to.
Yeah, he makes pretty good decisions for the most part. I'm sure he'll lock in here, but yeah, he's gonna have to laugh that one off. Oh, that was a good pitch. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Randy clearly didn't like it either, but great pitch right on the line. You got 2 strikes you got to protect.
Good. It's just the strike zone. It's been consistent. It's been big, but consistent. So I feel like it's the 7th inning. You kind of know that by now. You got to start protecting at least a little bit more. But it is what it is. Wow, that's not a good swing from Harold. I don't like Harold facing righties like at all. I know he's got a single and a walk today, but him against a righty is not a very good matchup. Jesus. That was probably going to be a strike either way, though, honestly. It was maybe off the plate, but they've been calling that.
Oof, well, three straight pitches, 3 straight swings and misses.
Yeah, I feel like he should have just hit a home run instead of striking out, but
well, that would be
all
ideal.
Of those are pretty good pitches, though. Yeah. Yeah, that was just a pretty good inning from Kelly there, honestly.
Credit where credit is due.
He was a little wild, but Maybe they won't call the game if they can just speed run to the 9th here. At least
2
give the
more
Rays
innings.
a chance to come back. Yeah, I feel pretty good about them coming back. Like, this White Sox bullpen is really sketchy. But I'm still, I don't really think that was a good choice to leave Drew Rasmussen in.
Yeah, then that was what we were talking about, whether he was going to come back out or not. We both said that he's probably done. They left him in, but you have to. It is what it is now. You're down 1, and now you got to focus on the offense, trying to get that run back. I mean, they had runners in first and second with no outs, and they weren't able to capitalize there. So, and you have to capitalize on those opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when it's like, the bottom of the order getting on and all that. So hopefully, I think they will. I feel pretty good about it. But they have the off day tomorrow, so why not just let Rasmussen give his 5 innings in the cold here and pull him out? I hope somebody asks him about that, like in the press conference, because I want to know like why he left him in. Because obviously, like, you can't go back and change it, but I just want to know why at this point.
Ben, what are your whole thoughts on the Rays stadium situation? I know you guys did an episode on this a little while back, which, by the way, for anybody listening who hasn't heard it, I highly recommend going to check that one out. But because I know it's a tough situation and there's a lot of moving parts to it, but I would really love to see the Rays be able to build a new stadium in Tampa. And I think it would be such a huge benefit for them. But what are your thoughts?
Tampa's not putting up the money. They like to talk a lot and act like, oh, we've got all this space, but like it sucks. And I wish ownership would pay for the stadium themselves, but they're not going to. That's just the nature of how things work in this game. It's terrible, but it is what it is. And Pinellas is going to put up the money. Like, they have the money. They have it from like their hotel and tourism, like, revenue thing. They've got it. It's just a matter of like legally putting it on paper, like they can spend it for a stadium. The plans in St. Pete are really great. I would prefer Tampa because I live in Tampa, but at the end of the day, if they stay in the Bay Area, that's fine with me. So
that's true. That's I would agree with that.
But Tampa, really, Hillsborough County is just not like, Jane Castor, whoever's talking, the county commissioners, whoever, they talk a big game, but when it comes time to get it done, they're very, very quiet. So it looks like it's most likely, I'd say like 99% going to be in St. Pete. It's just a matter of like making it official. So really great plans though. Like, it's a cool district thing, and it is going to be like, a lot of taxpayer money, but that's just how it goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, I really wish they're able to maybe still get something done, because to me, like, St. Pete is okay, but the majority of the fans, I feel like, are in Tampa, and just the sheer number of people is a big boost going to Tampa, and you still have the connection to St. Pete. It's not like the St. Pete fans are going to go away if they move to Tampa, but you're right it just seems like the owner and then the city, they just can't figure it out. One side doesn't want to put up any money, the other side doesn't want to put up any money either, so you're just not able to get anything done, which is unfortunate, because I think they could build a really nice stadium out there.
Oh, for sure. Like, there's definitely the space and the resources to do it. But it's kind of cool how in St. Pete they're going to bring the fans like to the stadium rather than the stadium to the fans, which, depending on how you look at it, everybody's got a different opinion on it. But, the surrounding district, they're making it like a 20-minute walkable city where anything you need is within like a 20-minute walk, like schools, grocery stores, housing, all that stuff. I think that's a great setup, and it would be cool if they can, start doing that. Maybe some kind of similar concept, not necessarily with the stadium, but like make that happen more in like Tampa and other areas, because I think cars are really stupid and I hate it. I hate traffic. So it's a really great plan that they have, and it's going to be cool, and it's most likely going to be in St. Pete. So maybe I'll move to St. Pete. Who knows? That might be fun. But yeah, it's the people holding out hope for like an Ybor Stadium. I think they're going to be pretty disappointed by like the end of the calendar year.
That's me.
I mean, I would prefer that because I'm much closer to Ybor than St. Pete, but they just won't put up the money. And that
you said it though, right? As long as they're still in the Bay, at least it's
just don't
Tampa,
go to Nashville.
And they're not going
anything.
somewhere else.
Yeah, that's the ultimate like goal there, and ownership is basically like holding the Bay Area hostage with it. I know he threatened Montreal, but that's not going to happen. And there's still the chance that they could leave the area, but it's pretty unlikely. I think, I mean, St. Pete is already like willing to fork up the money. So yeah, they're going to be around.
Yeah, I am not a Stu fan whatsoever, but it doesn't look that's going to change anytime soon. So
no, he's making a ton of money. Like he's got one of the most successful like organizations in the game, and he bought it for really cheap. Operating costs are super low, and they're turning a huge profit. Not a huge profit, but they're pretty profitable, all things considered. So yeah, I mean, it would be kind of dumb for him to sell the team if he's making so much money.
But boy, would it be nice.
No, yeah, absolutely. Like I would love that, and I would love for him to like pay for a stadium and then sell the team. But that would be like the dumbest like personal financial decision for him. So he's not going to do that. But in a perfect world, yeah, pay for a stadium by yourself and then sell the team, and then honestly put a stadium in Tampa. That would be my ideal situation. But that's not going to happen.
Just realized too, Poche in the game now for the Rays.
Oh right, yeah, Poche. Yeah, I one pretty quick out, and then he gave up a walk. Not getting these calls that are outside of the zone like the White Sox pitchers got, but that's how it's been these past 2 games. Even yesterday when they put up 12 runs, like it was a battle to get to not get called out on strikes on pitches outside of the zone for Rays batters. So it's interesting how these umpires call things differently, I guess, for different teams.
I'm not the biggest. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Poche. I know there's a lot of controversy, let's say, or debate on whether he's good or not. Because you are a fan of him, correct?
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of every player on this team for sure.
Well, of course, but Poche, I don't know. Sometimes he can get the job done, but other times some of these pitches he throws that it makes me question what's going on with him. He pitches a lot. Yeah.
No, they're getting him a ton of work. I mean, he's not the biggest high leverage arm on the team, so they've been in blowouts a lot of the time, but he's been better lately. Like his last 6 outings, no runs allowed. Half of those were in high leverage, only like 1 walk and I think 2 or 3 strikeouts. So he's been better lately. Obviously not good here when it's pouring rain and he can't grip the ball. So I'm just kind of hoping this is like the same for the next White Sox pitcher that comes in. But yeah, I don't think the rain is doing him any favors here for someone that's already like struggling with command. It seems like he's losing his footing too a little bit on the mound, which that's never fun because if your knee buckles, it gets a little scary. So hopefully they can. I mean, it looks like maybe it stopped raining. I'm trying to see like, is there water like bouncing off their helmets?
I think it's still raining a little bit. I just don't think it's heavy rain.
Yeah, it looks like it's gotten a little bit better, but they're still doing the thing where they like rub the bat between their legs. So
okay, so our amazing producer and the man, the myth, the legend, Eureka, sent me the pronunciation guide from the MLB. Perfect. So this says Drew Rasmussen. I think it's Drew Rasmussen.
Okay, good.
Because Ras,
that'd be funny if they had like 2 options. Like they say, yeah, it could be this or this on the, but I hope they wouldn't do that. Yeah, his velocity is down too, actually. So he's probably just not gripping the ball very well at all. He's usually like 93, maybe 92, but he's 90, 91 so far. He definitely swung. Yeah. It's always interesting when they let games continue in the rain, but then they'll stop games before. Oh, I guess it makes sense to let the game continue if it already started. But yeah, he's definitely not gripping the ball very well.
Well, so now this is interesting, right? Because I mentioned my brother is a D3 pitcher, right? And he was playing in their team was playing in Michigan, and it was pouring rain, and they were batting at the time, and they had the team they were playing, their pitcher hit 3 batters in a row, and they ended up postponing the game because they said due to safety, because pitchers were not able to get a grip on the ball, which kind of feels like what's happening here now because the bases are loaded again with 1 out.
Right.
It was weird to me that they postponed the game though, because I'm thinking, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, it's raining, but you have to battle through the elements and try to find a way to fight through that. But it seems like the rain is such a big factor that it can really screw with you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you've got a guy throwing like a projectile over 90 miles an hour. Probably not I wouldn't want to stand in there. I mean, especially with Poche already being like a little wild as he is, like that plus the rain. So he can't grip the ball. He's not, doesn't have his footing completely on the mound on some of these pitches. That one, he just threw a bad slider, but it's, it's pretty shaky. And then of course people are going to come out and say Poche is terrible, blah, blah, blah. Completely ignoring the context here. So hopefully he can get out of this inning minimal damage just for the narrative's sake. But it's so dangerous for them to be playing in the rain like this. I know they got helmets, but that helmet can only do so much right now. And thankfully nobody's gotten hurt yet, even though there's been a hit batter.
He doesn't have a terrible ERA, but it's just, I think it's the problem for him, and the reason so many fans don't like him, myself included. I'm not a huge fan of him, but it's because he gives up these hits all the time in these close games that make it look, because if you give up a couple runs in a big blowout lead, nobody's going to bat an eye too much. But when a guy for him who comes in all the time in these close games and ends up giving these these runs up that gives the other team the lead, I think that makes it look even worse than it is.
Yeah, and it's usually like inherited runners too. Like he'll come in with like guys on base, and I know he created these base runners here himself, so like that's on him for sure. But yeah, it's I don't really like. There was a game in Toronto where he came in and Javi Guerra's warming up. I love it. Really excited about that. There was that game in Toronto where he came in and it was after a Rasmussen start and he gave up a couple base runners, couple walks, and like it was definitely a spot for Jason Adam to come in, but Kevin Cash oh my gosh, and the defense lets him down here. I love it. But of course that's going to be on Poche. So now the super smart fans who love Poche or hate Poche are going to be all over him for that. But wow, he can't get a break. This is crazy.
That one was unfortunate, but those 3 base runners, like you said, those were on him, and
yeah, for sure.
Ooh, I thought that one was going to go there for a second.
But then still, it's also like it's raining and he can't grab the ball. I mean, it looks like it's clear up a bit, but it's just everything that goes wrong, that can go wrong, seems to always go wrong for him. It's kind of like how Fleming was for a big chunk of like last year and then the beginning of this year, where it's like every single ground ball turned into a base hit. And now he's gotten some better luck. So I think eventually it'll kind of, turn the other way for Poche. But it's like with the life of a reliever, you're only out there for like 1 inning every couple games. So you can't like get all the bad luck out of your system in one game. You kind of have to ride the wave for a couple weeks, unfortunately.
Hopefully he's able to get out of this, giving up a run here, but if you can limit that damage, because with the way these Rays bats have been going, you don't want to give up too many more runs.
No, I mean, like they scored like 12 the first game, 3 the second, and then I think 12 again last night. So I like their chances to put up some more runs, but yeah, not with this rain. And yeah, they did up the 10-1 inning yesterday. That was pretty cool.
Right. And my point being just this game today, they've been great overall offensively, but today they've had a little bit of trouble. Hopefully they can break out though. And hey, who knows? Maybe the rain will give the benefit to the Rays when they come up to bat.
I know, that's kind of what I'm hoping for this in this next inning. Cause I mean, Joe Kelly, he got it done quick. So he didn't have a chance to soak, but Poche has been out there for a little bit. So hopefully he can just get out of this quickly, and then we can get the benefit of a pitcher being unable to grip the ball. Okay, we get a strikeout there. Of course, Grandal strikes out on that, but he hits a home run on a pitch that was way better from Rasmussen. But whatever, we'll take it. No, Poche's got some really like actually like elite life on his fastball, like the spin, the induced vertical break, like everything is exactly what you would want, but he's still like he just hasn't fully been the same since his Tommy John surgery. And I think, the Rays obviously see something in him where, okay, there we go. He gets the pop up. Don't mess it up. Okay, we're good. Where, he has some of that ability still, but it's just, it's hit and miss sometimes. Especially in these conditions, I think it's going to be a lot more miss than hit. So, I mean, they're also kind of like giving Adam and Fairbanks as not as little work as possible, but they're definitely trying to save them for like the meaningful part of the year. So I get that aspect of it too, but yeah, I hope he can figure it out because as soon as if he gets like DFA'd or whatever, like another team is going to pick him up instantly. Like his pitch data is off the charts. Like he's got fantastic stuff, but I want that fantastic stuff to stay in the Rays bullpen and not some other team.
Well, hopefully the Rays can get some runs in now and try to take back this lead before it's too late.
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll have a chance for sure, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
The new jerseys that they are rocking. So they've got the classic Devil Rays, of course, which is fantastic. And then you got the traditional white and the gray. There's a lot of different uniforms now. What do you like the change that they made with the light blue uniforms going away from the full rays across the chest and now to what do you call it? I'm blanking on the name for it. The star.
I consume most of my games on the radio, so I don't really notice
Fair
too
enough.
much when I'm like I either have like I mean if it's like not super late at night, I'll have like the game cast thing on Savant open up and listening on the radio. But if it's like nighttime, I usually just have the radio game, like the radio version of the game. So
personally, I prefer the Rays across the. Maybe some of our viewers can chime in too and let us know what they think. But I personally, I'm a fan of the. Oh, burst! It's called the burst. That's right. Okay, that's what it's called. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a strong preference. I like the
Rays. I like the Rays across the chest. Those were some of my favorite jerseys, the light blue ones, but they got rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah, those were a good nice color for sure. I am excited to see like the City Connect jerseys whenever those get revealed someday, hopefully in the near future. All right, so Ronaldo Lopez is in. He's pretty strong, pretty good arm. They've got a couple of good arms in their bullpen, like in terms of velo. A couple of guys that are wild, but a lot of them can bring it. All right, just get on base, make something happen.
You got 2-0 right here, though. It's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Lowe, he has been better against like high velo this year, but it's still like, his weakness. So not the best matchup in the world here going into the bullpen. Okay, 3-0. We'll take it. Yeah, just get on base. I know he can steal some bases too, and Yasmani Grandal isn't the catcher he used to be, so you can definitely take advantage of that. Wait, Grandal's catching. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if sometimes they have him DH and then they have Sebi Zavala catching, but I wouldn't run on Zavala too much. He's got a pretty good arm. I think this is the last time we'll play the White Sox this year too. Like I think the season
they played them a lot to start the season.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I'm gonna pull up their schedule.
Because I think they just do a home and home thing where it's like, or an away and home, whatever you want to call it. They do like one series at home, one series on the road against every team. And then more series, obviously, against like teams in the division. But if you get a leadoff walk, you kind of have to cash that in, especially late in the game here. So hopefully we can get that done. I know Paredes has been hot 0 for 3 today, but really hot coming into this game. He's someone that he can hit velo a little bit. I mean, but then after this, you kind of have like the bottom of the order, so it's pretty iffy. But again, if he can just get on base and kind of pass the baton, that would be nice.
I can confirm this is the last time they are going to play the White Sox.
It is?
It is.
Okay. That's unfortunate because I like playing the White Sox. They're pretty bad, so it's pretty fun.
Well,
I'm
of course.
gonna miss it. Okay, nice. There we go. Josh Lowe, he's what, like 60 for his last 62 stolen base attempts now? Love it. He's a fantastic base stealer.
And that's big in a close game like this. Now you have a runner in scoring position with no outs.
Yeah. Yeah, really big. I mean, if they can, I don't want them to play small ball because that's weak and it doesn't always work super well. But if they can get them over and in, that would be helpful. Just chip away.
Hey, you know what? If the small ball gets the job done in close games,
yeah,
why not?
Especially in the rain. Yeah, because I mean, you got to put. Oh wow, I just checked the score. The Rangers are up 14-1 against the Yankees in the 7th inning. But wow, that's all. I love seeing the Yankees get blown out. That's amazing. But yeah, I mean, if they end up, I mean, I know he's not going to bunt here, but if he can get like a ground ball to the right side just to even move the runner over or possibly like sneak it through the hole, Josh Lowe's going to go second to home on a ground ball through a hole for sure. He's pretty quick. He can pull that off.
Well, you don't, I know
that so far.
Tying run at the plate, but don't have to be the hero. Just like you were saying, getting on base, take it one run at a time.
Just keep it moving. You're not gonna win the game with one swing of the bat here, so just keep it moving. And they're pretty good about that. They play pretty well together as a team, and then Paredes gets the base hit. Bobble, of course, and Josh Lowe is going to score on that bobble because the White Sox defense is terrible.
Very
love
nice.
It.
Very nice.
I mean, I think he might. Well, he was getting the stop sign though, so actually he probably wasn't going to score on that to begin with. But good job, Paredes, going the other way. He's super good at either pulling a fly ball in the air or hitting line drives the opposite way. Those are his two modes, and he's good at both of those. So nice job there. Cut the deficit, and yeah,
that's a ball you gotta have if you're the White Sox. I mean, it was right in his glove.
Yeah, and like they were stopping Josh Lowe there, but then, he really botched that. Wow, I mean, I guess they'll count that as an error probably. And now we get the hottest hitter in the game right now, Taylor Walls, who's 3 for 3 coming up. Love to see that.
Now,
don't really know it.
No, there's no out, so there's no way you want to walk him, right?
I mean, if they want to walk him, I'll take it. But no, they're going to go right at Taylor Walls. He really struggles with velocity. They could pound the zone here with fastballs or whatever. And
they're literally going to go right at Taylor Walls as that pitch is right at his feet.
Yeah, I mean, he's got good plate discipline. Like if you're not throwing strikes, he will take his walks. So you kind of like literally if Ronaldo Lopez here just pounds the fastball with zones, pounds the zone with fastballs, he's probably going to get the outcome he wants. But I think the rain there, he's been out there for 13 pitches now, so he might not have the best grip in the world. Yeah, I think we'll pull it off this inning. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this inning. We already got a run in, still got a runner on. Taylor Walls is up at the plate. What more could you ask for? Other than probably Wander being at the plate. Yep, pound the zone with fastballs, get the ground ball. Oh, messed up the double play there.
Oh, yep.
I don't know. He was on the bag when he got the ball initially, right? And he just dropped. I'm pretty sure he just dropped it on the exchange.
They're showing the replay on my end. Let's see. Yeah, it was on the exchange. It was on the exchange.
Okay. That sucks. I would have loved for him to mess that up too. That would have been awesome. But now we have speed on the bases. I know they had to sacrifice. Yeah, that's on the. It's on the exchange. Whatever. But Taylor Walls, speed on the base, we'll take it. Because Paredes isn't going to score, first to home on a double, but Taylor Walls definitely could. And you've got Luke Raley's already homered today. He can struggle against velo, but if it's in the zone, he can barrel it. So I'm sure he's looking for a fastball in the zone, and hopefully he can just not swing at other things, but we'll see. Yep, Taylor Walls with this speed makes it happen. There we go. Okay, so we get a runner in scoring position, and all it cost him was an out.
Well, I'll tell you what, the way this ball has been slipping on the White Sox, I might be more aggressive on the base pass because I bet you that ball is wet.
Yeah, it's definitely not too good. And I know they switch out the ball pretty often, but it's still on your hands. Like your hands are starting to prune at this point, so that's not going to help. Like the longer you're out there, the worse it's going to get. And we saw that with Poche. Like he really he struggled with command for the first time. And I mean, I know he's been struggling with it all year, but he's been good for the past 6 outings, and now he just completely lost it. So hopefully Ronaldo Lopez can completely lose it here and give up a home run. Nope, the umpire's going to bail him out. Never mind. I forgot about that. That's so frustrating. I know it happens to every team, but come on.
It's the officials are always the scapegoat for everybody. It's the most frustrating part. When win or lose, it's like, come on, just wish you could get the call. But I tell you what, that's such a hard job. That is such a hard job to have.
I would never be able to do it. I will talk bad about every umpire, but I will never ever become an umpire myself. I couldn't do that. It's too hard.
Hey, how about this ball?
And most of them are pretty good at being umpires too. Like if you're like 90% accurate, that's not too bad. Okay. Wow, are you kidding me?
There you go.
Are you kidding me? Was that on a fastball too in the zone? That
one floated up there.
Wow, that carried 408. Yep, he barreled that too.
What a huge home run. That gives you the lead now, 5-4.
The second home run of the game. Oh my God. I thought people wanted him DFA. What happened? Couldn't he be off the team by now? All right, this is his second two home run game of the year. Yeah,
he's one of those guys.
Another go-ahead home run.
He doesn't make contact super often, but when he does, he can get a hold of it very nicely.
Is he going to be this year's Dan Johnson?
It's possible.
I think I should tweet that. People might like
that. Well, a huge home run there. And now hopefully the Rays can just hold on to this one, close it out, and pick up yet another win. And I'll tell you what, this team too is they've been able to battle back so many times. You can never count them out.
No, they're so, a 2-run deficit is nothing to this team, especially when you've got. Yeah, I think that was maybe just off the plate. I don't know. I couldn't fully tell. I'll look at the game casting on MLB. But wow, great for Luke Raley there to get that out. And Jose Siri loves it. I love it. Everybody's happy. No, yeah, that was a fastball outer third. And he was looking for a fastball in the zone. I think we established that, and he got that pitch. And also, it's really hard to grip the ball in the rain. So good stuff. And we do have a Nuke Reiki shirt that you can buy at shop.rblrsports.com. If you want to join this victory lap of celebrating Luke Raley, you can purchase that shirt and get 10% off your order with promo code FLAPPY. That's FLAPPY. Head on over to shop.rblrsports.com and you can buy that shirt and you can wear it.
I love that one. I might have to pick that one up for myself. That's a good one right there.
Sorry, I'm defending Colin Poche online right now.
Oh no!
I feel like I say that a lot. I'm like, the White Sox have had 11 blown lead losses. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they're a pretty bad team. The defensive miscue and then the really wet ball with Ronaldo Lopez's pruned fingers here.
The multiple defensive miscues.
Yeah, that's true. They couldn't turn that double play that would have just completely not ended the inning, but I don't think Luke Raley is going to be looking to launch with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Well, and even if he does, it only ties the game. It doesn't give him the lead.
Exactly. I forgot how math works. That's true. That's important. I don't think the Rays are going to put Javi Guerra in for the 9th then if they have the lead here, right? I mean, that'd be kind of cool, and that would be great for like my emotions, but they're probably going to go to Jason Adam. Like, I don't think they would let Fairbanks pitch in the cold again when he can't grip the ball and then it's already raining and he can't like double grip the ball. Probably not a good choice. I don't know. Who do you all want to see in the 9th? Do you want to see Fairbanks and just hope for the best, or do we want Adam? Do we want Guerra? You can send in your votes.
Whoever's going to get the job done. The Rays don't have really a closer. I mean, they've got, Fairbanks is typically the guy that I feel like comes in, but I remember they've been connected to closers at the trade deadline a couple of years in a row now, in years past.
Yeah.
Because they don't have
they'll try for anybody. They'll make offers. It's just not always like, the winning offer, but they do, they put themselves out there.
And you know what? I love that. I love, even though they're not a huge market they've been good the last couple of years, but they're not a huge market, but they'll still go for the big guys, which I like, even if they know it's a rental.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was for Bryce Harper in like 2019, I think they offered 1 year $50 million to Bryce Harper, or it was 1 year $40 million. Either way, it was like a really big contract and you turned it down, but like they tried like 1 year $50 million, or even if it's $40 million, like that's a good deal. That's a fantastic deal. And you get that money and then you get a chance at another payday right after that. So
could you imagine if the Rays had Bryce Harper?
Oh, that would be insane. It's crazy that they went for him. And I have a feeling they made an offer for Aaron Judge too, but I don't think we're going to get the details on that for at least a couple of years. Kind of like
there was somebody else that they went after too. I think it was I can't remember who it was. I think
Freddie
on the
Freeman.
Dodgers.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie
he was
Freeman,
leaving
yes.
the Braves a little while ago.
Yes, that's who it was. They made an offer for him too.
Wow. Luke Raley, 56% win percentage added in this game. That's insane. I think Paredes was up there with his game-winning home run a couple nights ago. I think he was like close to that total, but this is the Luke Raley game. I thought we had it in Washington, but no, this is it right here. Or not, well, Washington DC. I don't want to sound geographically ignorant here. I'm a pretty good geography person. That's definitely one of my strong suits.
Don't feel bad. That the Washington's gets me a couple of times every once in a while.
I mean, I think they did it on purpose to throw people off because you got DC and then the state, and then I think there's a city somewhere called, no, that might be Washington. I'm not sure. I don't know, but basically, there's a lot going on geographically.
Speaking of geography, fun fact. Did you know that there's multiple Tampa Bays as well?
I mean, I guess it stretches around.
There's one in Kansas City. There's a Tampa.
That's good to know, I guess. Yeah.
The only reason I know about that is because the city of Tampa actually invited people from Tampa in Kansas to come and visit the city, and they were posted about it on social media.
What kind of like name is Tampa? Like what like European place is that based on? Oh my God. How is that a strike? Oh my God, dude. This is crazy.
Just to spite you.
Like I know the umpires like don't want to be out in the rain either, but that's not how you speed up a game. Like that's not cool. Because now Bethancourt has to swing at the balls out of the zone because he doesn't know what a strike is gonna look like anymore. Like that's what's so frustrating about bad calls. It's you don't just have the bad call, but then you have the lasting impact on the players who like actually are just trying to play the game where they make the adjustments. Yeah, so he has to swing at everything. I mean, he's going to do that anyways because that's who he is as a person, but now he has to, and it's not by design. It's by force, and that's not cool. They should just give the umpires like little umbrella hats or something.
That would be great.
Oh, is that a Rays wrestler mask? That's cool.
They broke those out in the last game.
Oh, man. Bethancourt. Christian Bethancourt. He is catcher number 1 on this team. They need to give that away at a promo night. Like the wrestler mask. Like that's a layup. They got to take that. Jose Siri's loving it. Wow.
Another huge home run. Look at, we're just talking about this offense, right? I mean, they came alive in this last inning. Another huge home run, and now you're up 6-4. Great work by the Rays offense.
Yeah, they're definitely striking like lightning. And speaking of lightning, unfortunate what happened last night, but Eureka chimed in here and he got us So Tampa is believed to mean sticks of fire in the language of the Calusa, a Native American tribe that once lived south of the area. So it's Native American for like sticks of fire, which could relate to the high concentration of lightning strikes that West Central Florida receives every year during the summer. So that kind of makes sense. And I feel like that hit by pitch on Margot was kind of on purpose, but it's hard to tell because it's raining. So if I'm gonna give Poche the benefit of the doubt, I have to reluctantly give Graveman the benefit of the doubt.
I would have never taken Tampa to mean sticks of fire. That's interesting.
It makes sense though, like with the lightning, it's because I think Tampa was like the lightning capital of the world for a little while. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're on Florida. Just
don't quote me on that
as well.
Yeah. Hold on, we gotta have Eureka get on Google a little bit here. No, but I mean, if you want to, you could, but no pressure. Yeah, that's a bit iffy on that hit by pitch. Margot looks kind of scary right there. Yeah, they don't need to get into this. It's fine. Glad to see Wander getting Bethencourt back in the dugout. Yeah, don't go down to the White Sox level. If he hits Brandon Lau here, it's on purpose. But if he doesn't, I think it's just the wet ball.
Okay, so I did some research myself here. This says, this is from 2023. Tampa, Florida, Four Corners, Florida, an area just a few miles to the south and west of Orlando, was found to have the highest lightning strike density of anywhere in the entire U.S.
Okay, so the lightning capital of the U.S., not the world.
So not quite Tampa, but just in the middle of I guess Tampa and Orlando is what that was saying.
Yeah, I guess it's probably like all the concrete, right? Like it's just or does that make no? That probably doesn't make sense. I'm just trying to think of like why that spot in particular.
Ooh, and look at this, another defensive error for the White Sox.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we can't blame Poche. Come on, look how wet that ball is. Nobody can do anything. Margot scores from second, and Brandon Lau is in there with a probably on the error. Like I feel like you got to rule that an error. Are we about to have another 10-run inning here? We've had 5 runs. We've had 5 runs for 1 out. If we have 5 more runs for another out, check my math, but I'm pretty sure that's 10. And then 1 more out, we're at 15 runs. Yeah, we can't. These conditions are unplayable. They should end the game right now. They should have ended it when the Rays first took the lead, but they can end it now.
Yeah, that the Rays took the lead, they can end the game. I love it. Well, now it's 7-4. It's not like it's a 1-run game anymore.
Yeah. It's they've definitely blown it open a little bit, but I would like to see them just cash in like 1 more just because this wet ball is a little sketchy and whoever's pitching is not going to have a fun time in the 9th inning or even in the 8th or 9th inning.
That's very.
The Rays got to eat up 2 more innings here.
And there's a Rosarena.
So maybe we do get Guerra.
Rubbing the bat in between his legs. I've got to know what that's for.
I mean, I have a feeling it's related to the wet bat, but I don't think he has to do it after every pitch, right? Like I think he's just doing it because it's fun at this point.
I don't know. I honestly could not tell you.
Oh, sorry, I'm defending Colin Poche online again. Somebody has to do it. Oh, and I actually have I thought the game would be over like soon-ish. So I scheduled a call with someone at 5:30. So I might have to hop off if the game is still going on, but I do want to give you guys a heads up. But I would come back like if the game is still going on after 5:30.
Well, hopefully they can knock out these next couple when the Rays get up to pitching. They can knock out some quick outs and get this game over and done.
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh, here we go. I cannot tell who's that in the bullpen because I can't.
If it's a little guy, it's Javi Guerra. If it's a big guy, it's Fairbanks. That's Jason Adam. Javi Guerra was warming earlier, but yeah, that's Jason Adam for sure. He's he's so cool. Like he's so interesting with the way they've had him make adjustments since joining the team, and even this year, like with his sweeper, such an interesting guy who's like really like continuing, like he's just on that like continuous improvement kind of binge that like a lot of pitchers are on in like the different pitching labs around the league right now, and it's really cool to see him like constantly like trying to be on top of the next big thing. It's so cool. All right, Harold, get him in, and I will never say. Actually, I haven't even said anything bad about Harold in like a couple weeks now. So I think I don't owe him anything, but I would like for him to get this runner in here.
And this is really just icing on the cake.
Same strike call to Bethencourt. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just say this is icing on the cake at this point. You have a 3-run lead, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
He's got a great hitter's count right here.
Yep. I think they'd give him the green light on 3-0. I would do it. In the rain here, why not? The White Sox have shown they can't really make plays on the balls. They've had 2 missed plays in the inning defensively in the outfield there. Oh, come on. That is so...
I was waiting for you to see it. That is one of the worst calls I think I've ever seen.
And I feel like I've said that to myself like 4 times this inning. Oh, no. I don't want to look. No, I'm going to have to look. I can't look away at this point. Come on. Show me the bad call. Jesus Christ. That's not even close.
That is...
I know when we were talking to Carter earlier, I know these strike zones on the TV aren't perfect, but like, come on. That is...
That's
and then
bad.
He strikes out because he has to swing at that.
He's playing
take a swing at the umpire. He should take a swing at the umpire. Hit him with the bat.
Yeah,
let's go.
Those are very questionable. Like sometimes pitches are close, they're right on the line, and you give the umpire the benefit of the doubt. But both of those were high, and I cannot
this umpire scorecard tomorrow is gonna go so hard. I'm so excited.
All right, well, Ben, I'm going to bounce. I got to head out here. Thank you guys for having me on and talking some Rays baseball. Hopefully they can close this one out and get the win here.
Hey, thanks for coming. We appreciate you. Come back anytime. We might be here later if we get some kind of rain delay or some weird ending to the game. We might still be on in a couple hours, so if you want to come back, feel free.
Absolutely, and thank you to all the listeners who were tuning in today and really enjoyed the stream. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
All right, see you later. Thank you.
And me and my little guy, who's he's was just screaming his head off. Finally,
I was excited about Luke Raley.
Yeah.
We're all excited about Luke Raley.
I'm trying to see if I can get another pinch hitter in here. But
yeah, no, it's cool. I don't mind going solo for a little bit, but I do have like a call at 5:30, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But we'll see. Hopefully they can just get 3 quick outs here, 3 quick ground ball outs. Maybe the umpire helps them out like they did with the White Sox. Those calls were ridiculous. Oh my God. I can't believe like that person is employed by Major League Baseball. Well, actually they're employed by like the Umpire Association. And I think that's how that works. But yeah, this is some of the worst umpiring I've ever seen in my life, honestly. Like these past 2 games, it's been crazy. So really excited to see what the umpire does this inning. I know nobody can really grip the ball right now, so it makes it interesting. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a pretty fun ending. I don't think 7-4 is gonna be the final score here. I just want to know who's pitching though. It's probably Jason Adam.
I was muted. Sorry, he keeps crying a little bit. It's Adam.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we got Jason Adam in.
Trying to mute myself. Watching him sleep probably isn't the most entertaining thing.
No, it's fine. I think that's what our viewers came here for.
Well, either you want to watch a sleeping baby, or I can bring back Zach Blaine, who you might remember from RBLR Rays podcast. Let's get him in here.
What's
Look
going
at him.
on, guys?
He's on a nature hike. Look at this guy.
Yeah, and the beautiful state of Tennessee, man. It's gorgeous out here.
A nature hike through a parking lot, maybe.
Dude,
No,
we've had.
we're at. It's my
Oh,
wife's grandma's birthday today, so we're at her house
okay.
doing her
I
birthday.
just saw the cars. Nice.
But yeah, no, we're just hanging out. I've been watching the game on my phone. Eureka asked for a guest, so I figured I had to jump in real quick.
Yeah, no, awesome. Thanks for coming on. It's been a pretty fun game. It's definitely entertaining. Crazy half inning there where they just put up 5 runs and took the lead, but nobody can grip the ball right now. It's really wet.
Yeah, I was watching the Heat game. They just took out they won the first game of the Knicks series, and I turned it on, and we had just gone down 4-2, and I was like, oh no, why did I turn this on? And then that half inning, it was nice to see.
Yeah, the White Sox are showing just how bad they are, and I love it, but I'm still cautiously optimistic here because like the outfielders can't catch the ball. Nobody can really grip the ball. They're all losing their footing. Like Taylor Walls slipped around a little bit. Paredes did too. Jason Adams seems like it's working out pretty well for him so far, but we'll see.
Yeah, Poche didn't look great when
he was
either.
But I mean, everybody since like after Joe Kelly, like the pitchers for whoever the White Sox pitchers were, like they couldn't grip the ball. Poche couldn't grip it. Hopefully Adam can get this done quickly, but I don't know. He might not have it right now either. I think this might turn into a shootout here at the end.
I mean, I feel like, as weird as it sounds to say, the Rays are set up for that this season.
Yeah, we can win like the back and forth scoring battles, I think, but I really don't think the final score here is going to be 7-4. Like no. Jason Adams, he's got better command than this, and he looks completely out of whack. I mean, it's the first batter, but this is not a good sign.
Yeah, see, since I was watching on my phone, I can't watch it anymore on here, so
right.
I gotta go off what you're telling me.
Okay, he just dropped a disgusting sweeper in the zone to get a strike 3 looking there. So it was kind of down the middle, but I don't think he was expecting a backdoor sinker. No, it was like maybe like middle, outer third, but it was about belt high. So
yeah, we'll
take it.
Hey, it works, right? It gets the job done as long as
he's just gotta get it done quickly. The longer he's out there, the more his fingers are gonna start to prune, and he will not be able to grip the ball. Like we saw that with every other pitcher that's been in, and the umpires not very good either.
Yeah, they gave warnings to each team last inning, didn't they?
Oh, I might have missed that. I was drinking my water and defending Poche on Twitter, so I might have missed the warnings. But yeah, I feel like Margot was hit on purpose. But it's also really hard to grip the ball, and I know the umpires are kind of taking turns like rubbing a ball and feeling for a grip. So
yeah, and it was right after the Margot hit is when they issued. It looked like they issued warnings. I couldn't really hear it because I was inside, but
okay. Yeah, I don't really like that the White Sox are doing that because but I get it though. It's kind of like you'd rather look like you're bad than incompetent, so they'd rather look like the bad boys of the league than like just the bad team of the league. So
exactly.
I know they're trying to save face, but you can't put other people in danger for that. Like if you take a 91 mile an hour fastball like to the face, you're gonna have like lasting damage for a very long time, and
not just something off.
Yeah, but the rain's really coming down right now as Adam serves one up down the middle, and Elvis Andrus hits a double to left field.
So what is it? Are there any outs right now?
1 out, runner on second. Jason Adam up to 9 pitches now. I missed that message from our other Zach here, Zach Dobb. It has been a great game. It's not over yet. We're still going to have some more weird stuff happen with this weather. I don't know why. I'm glad they're not stopping the game for the weather because I want them to just get the game over with and finish it. But these are not playable conditions. This is weird.
Yeah, and you got to think, like, with it being so far into it, you'd almost be better off just to cancel it with, like, what are the odds of a comeback? I mean, with the weather, the odds of a comeback are probably higher, but
yeah,
like realistically, the odds of a comeback from 7-4 in the ninth inning, unless you're the Rays at this point, are not very likely.
Yeah, they should just call the game while the Rays have a lead before something could change.
I don't disagree with that, even the slightest.
It's weird because right now Jason Adam, he can't really command anything except for his sweeper, and that's probably the hardest pitch to spin. Yeah, I think he had rain in his eyes before the game started. Honestly,
yeah, I would say that was before the rain.
he was pretty bad early on. The umpire yesterday was absolutely horrible, and then today he's been absolutely horrible. And it's been, I think it's been a little bit more unfair to the Rays, but it's still been pretty bad going both ways. So
honestly, it's
Jason
like
Adam,
whole series though.
Jesus. All right, he gets a ground ball to himself, and then he almost messes up the throw. But Jason Adam does get the second out. Runner advances to third. Just get one more out here, and then we're almost safe.
Then we could almost go home.
Yeah, but Elvis Andrus wasn't running hard to third. I feel like Jason Adam could have made that play if he looked. He could have checked the runner back. You're good. Definitely could have. Well, it's fine. Would have, could have, should have. Not worried about it. Nice pick by Bethencourt there. Yeah, nobody has command right now. That makes me feel better about Poche. Nobody can do anything. Oh, got a text. Yeah, I was really hoping this game would be over by now, but here we are.
Hey, you know what? It'll get there when it gets there, and we'll get to just enjoy watching it.
Yeah, I just want them to. I just want them to get out of here with the win, because this is a weird ending. I don't want anybody to get hurt. The last thing we need is another injury. We got a nice strike call there on a ball way out of the zone. We'll take that. Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to look on Savant tomorrow for all the percentage of called strikes on pitches out of the zone against Rays batters today. It's going to be, I'm saying at least 15%.
You think that high?
Yeah, because it was like 14.5% on that one game in Toronto, but this has been even worse, I think. So I'm excited, but I got to wait like 12 hours for that. So we'll get there when it happens.
It'll happen at some point, I guess.
Just want Jason Adam to get out of here. Got a 2-2 count, 2 outs, runner on third. And ball in the dirt. Almost gets away. We're good. Nobody scores, but now we got a full count. And we got the tying run on deck. It's it's kind of I mean, I'm not normally worried about the bullpen or specifically Jason Adam. Like, he's great, but with this weather, I really don't know what to expect here. It's really not fun, but it is kind of fun because it's interesting.
I was just say it's random. It feels like at this point, but
yeah,
even with Pete Fairbanks in, I wouldn't have felt better with the conditions.
Yeah, and with his hand too on top of that, like his nerve thing, that's a little scary. Okay, he gets the swing and miss on the sweeper, but the ball gets away from Bethencourt, and everybody is safe. Runner scores from third, so scored on a strikeout. That's not ideal, but nobody can catch the ball right now.
Yeah, it should just be called. Well, now it would be unfair if they call it because of the runner scoring position, but it should have just been called.
Yeah, they should have called it as soon as Luke Raley hit the home run. But oh well. Yeah, we're getting a really messy game, but it's kind of fun, but I don't want them to lose. They've invested too much in this game. Like, they're already using Jason Adam. Like, they don't use Jason Adam unless they really want to win. So yeah, they need to just lock it up here. But anyways, the Yankees are getting blown out still, which is great. That game is still going on, top of the ninth. They're down 15-1. That's awesome to see. I love seeing the Yankees get smacked around. That's always a really good feeling.
The Yankees and the Red Sox. Everyone else I'm okay with, but the Yankees and the Red Sox, I just want them to get their ass beat every day. Oh, sorry, shouldn't say that word.
You're good. The Red Sox beat up on the Guardians today, 7-1. Blue Jays lost 10-8 to the Mariners, and Baltimore won 5-3 against Detroit. So not a great day for the rest of the division, but okay, we get a ground ball, and Taylor Walls fields it. We're good. Gets the force out at second, and we live to see another inning, thankfully.
Nestor had 7 earned runs today.
Yeah, and they just had it. They don't have any more pitchers really, so we just kind of had to wear it, which that sucks for him, but good for us.
Hola, soy Dora.
Well, and the Yankees might head into the series at the Trop here with Aaron Judge on the IL too, so it's it could get pretty bad for them pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I had Nestor on my fantasy team to start the season, and I was kind of excited for him, even though I hate the Yankees.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But, man, I'm glad that I cut him when I did.
Yeah, I had him for like a start, and he was fine, and then I just cut him because I mean, he's like one of the last good pitchers left on that team that's like not injured, but even he's starting to have a bit of a weird year.
Oh, I guess Garrett Cole. Well, we said good pitchers, right?
Yeah, well, Cole and him, it's like Garrett Cole and Nestor Cortez. Like Clay Holmes has lost some velo lately. Nobody's looking like super sharp on that pitching staff. I know Michael King was hurt for a bit, but he's back, but his velocity was down, but that's coming back now. So the Yankees are not in a good spot, and I really hope the Rays can capitalize on it this next weekend. That would be really awesome. But yeah, just gotta.
Oh, do they have any predictions on when any of the Yankees pitchers are going to be back?
I was actually looking at that today, and it's still pretty up in the air. Carlos Rodon is probably the closest, but he hasn't started like a rehab thing yet, so he's probably at least a month away. And I don't know about any plans for him to start a rehab thing. Montas, no clue. Trevino, no clue. Efros is still out till next year because he had Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else is on their staff that got hurt. Yeah, no, it's a lot of things are up in the air, not very clear timelines. Harrison Bader, outfielder's kind of close to returning. Josh Donaldson is up in the air with his status, but he's not that good, so it doesn't matter if he comes back. And there's somebody else they're missing too. I forgot. Well, Aaron Judge, obviously.
Yeah. Well, it's a hip thing for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have him on both my fantasy teams, which kind of sucks. But if he's not there when the Rays play them, that's also fine too.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. No, I'm not being on the Rays podcast anymore. As much as I miss you, I haven't been paying as much attention to some of the baseball stuff as I used to, but I'm thinking the Yankees are going to hang out right where they're at for the rest of the season.
I'm right there with you. Like they're struggling, and there's no end in sight for them. Like there's no like, oh, this guy's going to be back soon, and this guy, like, no, they keep piling up.
Yeah, it just keeps getting worse, and it's like it's kind of felt like that's what the Rays been dealing with pitching wise for the last few seasons. Like always, someone goes down.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, I really do think that the Yankees are just screwed for this season.
It brings me a lot of joy to hear that.
Exactly.
I love it. Very happy. All right, we got Josh Lowe batting here. The 2-1 count, top of the ninth. No outs, facing a lefty. Aaron Bummer. 2-2 count. That was a pretty good pitch. If they could add one more, I would feel better about this because it's really hard to say like what's going to happen. The rain started to slow down, but it's like picked back up again. So it's going to be a weird ending no matter what happens.
Would you like that?
You know, they win this game, then they sweep the season series, which would be nice.
Yeah, we don't play them again, do we?
I don't think so. I think that's what okay, I'm blanking here. Not Carter. Carter didn't say that. Jake, yeah. I didn't remember. I knew the names, I just didn't know who said it. Yeah. But yeah, cool. Josh Lowe draws the walk there, leadoff runner on. Got to cash that in. That's super important. So hopefully Paredes can do just that. I think Josh Lowe led off the last inning also with a walk. I'm pretty sure.
Because Paredes, or not Paredes, Paredes struck out. Josh Lowe scored, and then, or no, did Paredes strike out?
I think he had the single the opposite way.
Yeah, Luke Raley hit the shot to bring in Josh Lowe.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. So yeah, they could just run that back, like whatever they did last innings, put up 5 more runs. That would be awesome. But honestly, I'd be happy with just a run at this point because they're going to need a little bit of insurance. I said before that the 8th inning ended, like before the White Sox were up to bat, the game is not going to end 7-4, and we already saw that change. It's now 7-5. I don't think it's going to end 7-5 either. It's too weird. Paredes ground ball the opposite way. Josh Lowe goes first to third. They bobble the ball again. And nope, Josh Lowe holds up at third. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm predicting a double-digit score for one of the teams tonight.
Yeah, somebody's going to hit 10 runs.
Yeah.
I know there's only 1 inning left to play. Each team has 3 outs, but like this is going to get weird. It's kind of like those weird like baseball games after dark, like on those West Coast trips where the weirdest things just happen. This is baseball game in the rain. It's going to be weird. I feel like Josh Lowe could have scored on that bobble, but I know nobody was, ready for that, so it makes sense.
Yeah, there's no point in pushing it and getting people hurt, especially with the conditions. Like I wouldn't.
No, I agree, 100%. All right, the Rangers finished off the Yankees 15-2, so that's great for their run differential. Love it. Yeah, the Yankees are not looking too good. Oh, Taylor Wall's almost hit by a pitch. But it's just wet. I don't think that's on purpose. Oh man, I might have to get my laptop charger. I was not ready for this. We've got I only have an hour and 22 minutes left of battery life. I hope the game doesn't go on that much.
I'll say that could be the whole game, bro.
Yeah, that might be the 9th inning here. We got nobody out. Runners on the corners. Oh, my AirPods are on 20% too. That's
no.
Good. Interesting thing about Baltimore, they have the same. Yeah, that's true. They've had a relatively weak schedule. Like they play everybody like after the Rays play them. Yep. Like the Nationals, they played Detroit, they played Baltimore. No, they didn't play Baltimore. They played Oakland. They are Baltimore. I'm pretty sure they beat up on the White Sox. Taylor Walls comes through, RBI single. It is 8-5.
8-5 now.
Taylor Walls with a 4-hit day. Good for him. I guess that's how you fill in for Wander. You kind of have to show out.
Y'all are about to get a whole family interview.
Nice. All right, we're in the car now.
Oh yeah, we're driving. I'm being safe though, I promise, guys. Am I upside?
You're sideways. You're like rotated 90 degrees. But we get the point.
We'll flip it. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't think this game is going to end 8-5 either. Like I'm going to keep saying that because it's just it sucks for the pitchers right now. I would hate to be a pitcher in this game. Kind of like those pitchers in Mexico City right now in that series, like they're the 7,000 feet above sea level. That ball is carrying a lot.
Flying.
Okay, hopefully Luke Raley can hit one more here. Ooh.
Oh, you know what? I feel like I owe you an apology because I've been while the last few times that I've been on Twitter talking about Rays stuff, I was in the off season. I was pretty adamant that we didn't find our left-hand power bat. And I owe you an apology. I think we may have.
I mean, I love Luke Raley and what he's done, but I mean, I don't think he's like, out of all the players on the roster, I think he has the biggest chance of not being on the roster by the end of the season. Just if they want to like speed up Curtis Mead or Kyle Manzardo. I think Josh Lowe could stick better, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with like the way the Rays have gone into the season with this roster. It's well constructed and it's built for now, and it has opportunities for guys in the future. So, I mean, as much as I'm happy about Luke Raley, I don't see him being a big part of the future plans, but I'm glad he's with the team right now.
So, what's your take on Isaac Paredes?
I hope he's the next one to get a contract extension.
Okay.
I think he's a big time, like he's part of this core, I'd say.
Yeah, I love him, and I know that I've seen on Twitter people saying that with what's his name, Basabe, I can't pronounce his name.
Basabe,
kind of lighting it up in AAA right now, that his days are numbered. I'm like, I don't want that.
No, we can have both. I mean, it'd be hard to fit everybody in, but I could see. I mean, he's probably going to stick in the infield as like a shortstop, second base, third base guy. But I could see Basabe like maybe getting a run in like a corner outfield spot. Paredes can still play like anywhere in the infield except for shortstop, so that's pretty cool. As Luke Raley grounds into a force out, but runners advance to second and third, so we'll take it. So now we got 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out, top of the 9th. I forgot who's up to bat. I think it's Bethencourt or Margot. I don't remember. No, it's not Margot because Margot's batting 9th. I don't have the lineup in front of me. Yeah, Bethencourt's up. So we know he had a home run last inning. Doesn't have to do all that this inning, but just a nice played a couple runs here would be fun.
I mean, if he wanted to,
just missed one. He got a fastball right down the middle and fouled it off. He just got on top of it. That sucks. Yeah, Aaron Bummer he pitched like I think almost 20 pitches last night. He's up to 20 pitches again here. Not ideal for him. Bethencourt hits a high fly ball the other way, and it's just a fly out at the warning track, but it's a sac fly, and the Rays add another run. Both runners tag up, and it is 9-5. I still don't think the final score is going to be 9-5. Somebody's getting to double digits, like you said. I don't know who, but somebody will. Hopefully it's the Rays. Yeah, I would be really interested in Pinto as well. I know Dini's been kind of hot. I don't know how sustainable that is, but Pinto has been like, even in spring training, he was hitting like the ball 100 miles an hour, almost as much as Yandy. So I'd like to see him get a bit of a run. But both catchers have been pretty healthy. The timeshare has been going well with them. So who knows? But I think Pinto's probably the next guy up. He handles the pitching staff well, too, and he has an excellent pop time. I don't know too much about Dini defensively, but offensively, he's been, like, on fire in Durham. And Margot doesn't pull the trigger there. 1-1 count. But yeah, somebody's going to score again. Don't worry. This game is going to have even more offense than it's already had. But 14 runs is pretty nice. And we're going to get Jalen Beeks trying to close out the game here in the 9th. I know it's not a save situation. I don't think it is. Yeah, no, well, it's 4 runs. Isn't that technical? Yeah, it'll be a save situation for Jalen Beeks. So should be interesting. And Margot ground ball shortstop. And we are out of the top of the 9th. All right, 3 more outs. They've just got to get it done. Doesn't matter how it happens. I think it's going to be sloppy, but doesn't matter at this point. Just get out of the rain, get out of here with a win. That's our goal. Yeah, so I guess for the little score bug thing down there, it's not going to be Jason Adam anymore. We'll switch it over to Jalen Beeks. And yeah, Luke Raley still leading the team in win percentage added. Good for him. I have a feeling maybe it went up on the force out. My AirPods are literally about to die. I don't know what to tell you guys. I might be winging it here with my sound setup, so we'll see. I had them at 100% before this game started, but the games are not supposed to be over 3 hours anymore, so that's not my fault. I can't really charge them either. Yep, one of them just died. I don't know if y'all could still hear me okay, but it's the the wheels are starting to come off here on this production, but that's okay. Yeah, if you're still here though, thank you for sticking this out. This has been a weird game. It's been fun, but it's been weird. Seeing them go down like that, 2-0, and then 4-2, then getting it tied back up. Okay, cool. You still hear it. Well, that's good. Because I don't know if I can hear anything. I don't hear Zach talking, and I know he just jumped back in here. So
sorry, I had it muted because
No, you're good.
Completely lost service.
You're good. I just didn't know if it was my AirPods not able to hear.
Nope, it was me.
And I've got a toddler who goes between either sleep on my shoulder or absolutely screaming at 120 decibels. So
this has been a good stream, though.
This has been great. So I'm sitting here. I'm trying to keep the graphics updated, but like he
good. You got one arm.
He unplugs my thing here, and so I've got like graphics and updates and everything with 5 fingers here. So come on, baby. It's the joy. This is the movie magic that like no one wants to talk about, but it's what goes on behind the scenes, guys.
One has been the interaction on this one has been nice too.
Yeah, man.
With the fans.
Shout out to everyone in the chat this entire game.
Thank you guys for coming through. This has been great.
Well,
I would definitely want to do this like Sunday day games. I think this could be a good schedule, but we'll have to see. Maybe
we'll figure it out. Sunday, and I'll definitely get a babysitter.
Oh, there he goes. There you go. It's amazing that he did that and he's still like just laying there perfectly still.
And thankfully the headphones give you a little bit of protection. There's a little bit of noise cancellation, but not really. Because these are like DJ headphones from back when I was cool. And they do a little bit of protection, but no. But Zach, you're the one with the newborn.
Yeah, I showed her off a little bit earlier. She was she's the same way. She'll go from 0 to 100 really, really quick. There's no in between. She's either really happy, pissed off at the whole world.
Well, it's sort of like the Rays offense, right? We were literally no hit, and we had 10 runs, and it's sort of the same thing today, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet for a little. I mean, these are 2 of the worst umpires I've ever seen in my life. It's been really bad.
Yeah. Well, it's fitting between the rain, the umpires, our production issues, everything. It's
the White Sox can't catch any baseball that gets hit to an outfielder.
Hey, buddy.
The fans are chanting for the owner to sell the team. The White Sox aren't hustling on ground balls. Even right now, I think somebody just got hurt. Like whoever that is running. Oh no, he just runs like that, I think. No, he's getting a pinch runner. Eloy Jimenez is leaving the game. That's the last thing the White Sox want is more injuries.
Yeah.
Benintendi, who was also injured because he got hit by a pitch, he comes into pinch run, so that's good, I guess. But yeah, Jalen Beeks got 1 quick out, so we got 2 more outs to stop them from scoring 4 more runs.
I think we can do it.
Yeah, I feel like they might get 1 across, just because I think the rain stopped. There's a guy with not a raincoat on or a hat. He's just letting his head sit out there. Yeah, it looks like maybe the rain did stop. So I think Jalen Beeks just might have bad command, and it's not raining.
We're getting an ice cream order now, boys.
Oh,
nice.
That is MVP level dad stuff there, buddy.
I can't take the credit though. That's a mommy win for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, I figured she's the smart one.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the same way.
My wild pitch.
The wife's like, "You're gonna do a live stream?" I was like, "Yeah, I can. I'm behind the scenes. I won't even be on the stream at all. I'll have him. I can run away. Like I've had to run away a few times to, change diaper, dad stuff. And then here it comes with the blankie.
Oh, I didn't know if you. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna go around because I didn't know I was there. I could have still. Sorry.
Also, shout out to Zach Dobb.
Of usage.
Yeah, Zach Dobb in the chat at work
right now. Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, work's not important.
Oh no, my other AirPod just died.
Come on, Jalen, get in here, buddy.
So with him on it has been so good.
Oh, now I got my left one back in. I think I'm good. I'm kind of like alternating charging them depending on which one dies first.
You're what you put one on the 10-day, then retroactive, and then he comes back while you pull another one up. You're like the how many options are on that right earbud, buddy?
Too many. I think I'm on my fourth one. But yeah, Beaks has been getting a lot of work. Definitely trying to offload Beaks, maybe. Yeah, I think they're just mostly trying to keep Adam and Fairbanks as fresh as possible. Oh, I don't need all this volume. Yeah, Beaks is getting a ton of work. Could be a lot of reasons for that. Who knows? They don't really have any other lefties though that like they can bring in. So, I mean, they have. I think it's Jose Lopez in AAA, a left-handed reliever, but I don't think he's major league ready yet. So if you get rid of Beaks, then all you have is Poche and Clevenger, and you need more than 2 lefties in your bullpen.
There's your more runs.
More runs, of course. Yep, a little looper down the line, and that's going to drop fair. Run scores 9-6. Yeah, I think we still might see one more run. I have a good feeling about 9-6 though as a final score line. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, I came right in and gave a wrong prediction, so 9-6 seems good to me.
I mean, still though, double digits is possible. Like, if whoever gets to double digits is going to win the game.
Oh, 100% agreed.
Because like if the White Sox get to double digits here, they've won the game.
Yeah. All right.
Not 2050.
We're all just sitting here with like waiting on bated breath for these updates.
I know. I'm just
please
just get out of this game.
Please,
they got Javi Guerrero
please.
warming up. They got Clevenger warming up. Somebody just needs to get 2 more outs. They need to figure out how to get 2 more outs between like the last 5 guys in their bullpen. So figure it out.
Let's like
get it done. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. I mean, even if you just trade outs, like let's go. Just here we go.
Yeah. Trading out for a run. That's all I want.
So, sack fly.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't care at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Get the out, trade the run. Nobody cares.
Yep. Don't even, just bring the infield in, honestly. Like,
right?
That's not a bad idea.
They'll ban that then next year. They'll be like, no, literally position players cannot move. They have to stay they have to stand at like a circle that's at they like put chalk circles, and that's where you have to stand.
All right, we trade a sack fly for a run here. It's 9-7. It's getting a little dicey, but 2 outs. Tying run at the plate. I don't know who's batting, but hopefully it's not Jake Berger or Gavin Sheets. Those are the 2 guys I don't want batting. Okay. Well, no, even he's been a Ray killer in the past, so that's.
He's 2 for 4 today, right?
Yeah,
with a double.
But there's no way he's a home run threat, right?
Well, don't say that on the live stream, Ben.
I mean, I already said Luke Raley would go back to back with Taylor Walls, and that happened. So there's no way.
We already know you can see the future. Stop.
Yeah, Ben.
And Andrews is 2 for 3 in his career against Jalen Beeks, so that's good foreshadowing. There's no way this could go wrong here. There's no way the Rays escape with a 9-7 win or a 9-8 win and throw out Andrews at second base trying to stretch a single.
Just get the out.
I don't even care if a run scores on the play. Just get 1 more out.
Right.
Okay. He's got ahead of him. He's got him down to his last strike. That's all we need.
He's fine, babe. He's good.
I do have to, at 5:30.
I know. You got to get out of here. It's all right. Zach and I can close it out, man. Whenever you need to.
We'll see though. Maybe the game ends right here, and we can.
Let's just get
sign off together. Oh no, just kidding. We got a line drive base hit, 9-8.
Yep.
Oh my God.
9-8. Yep. This is awesome. Somebody's going to win this game. I can tell you that. Well, that is That is
Might
an
be a bit of a
objectively correct statement, man. I've been waiting.
Somebody
to use
is
that
going
one.
to win this game.
Someone will win this game.
Yes, but I don't know.
Don't jinx it. Manfred might have to fly in and call it a tie.
Calls it a tie when they hit.
Oh man.
If not, I hate you home the other way too.
Yeah. Oh come on, that was a strike for Mike Clevenger for like 5 innings, and now it's not a strike for Jalen Beeks. Okay, that's great. There's no way this guy hit the home run. Okay, 1-1 count. We'll take it. Just get one more out, please. And you know what? Even if you don't get one more out, just don't lose the game because we've invested a lot into this between our time and the bullpen usage. Yeah. Okay, same exact pitch as the first pitch of the at bat. Oh my god, I'm gonna get an umpire fired today. Like that is the same exact pitch as the first pitch of the at bat that was a ball, and now it's a strike. I'm happy it's a strike. But that is the same pitch.
I'm all for it being a strike. Like, that helps us out. But with
ground ball base hit. Here we go. Runners on first and second. Tying run at second base.
Right.
Okay.
Forever.
This is terrible. I mean, it's awesome, but it's terrible.
Yeah. I'm honestly glad that I'm not watching the game anymore, and I'm just on here with you guys because I would have so much idea.
Yeah.
All right. Kevin Cash is pulling Jalen Beeks, and we are going to get
Javi Guerra.
Javi Guerra's coming in. Is that who this is? I don't know yet. I haven't seen it. I'm a little bit delayed with my stream, so
it's going to
be.
Right,
I'll be right back.
Garrett Clevenger.
Okay, good. I will be right back. I got to make a quick call, but I will be back.
Do your thing. Welcome into the Bandits.
Hey,
guys.
Hey, it's the old school Bandits crew. What's going on, guys? Again, as we wait for him to warm up, again, thank you for everyone who's tuned in here at RBLR. This is our first ever watch along for a game, and we really hope to give you more of this as we go on. So it's been really nice to have all the guests that we've had. Jake Ricker from the Lightning Pod. We've had you, Zach, and even Carter from the Bucks show was on earlier. But like, we all watch every one of our sports, so it's like it's kind of the coverage that we give here. So every single week we give you a Lightning show, a Rowdy show, a Rays show, a Buck show, and we've even done special shows outside of that. So we try to give you everything and more.
Yeah, I remember that one time we did an NBA show. That was pretty fun. Oh, while he's dealing with his son, you guys go check out the RBLR shop. Get some of the most probably badass merch that you can possibly get. I mean, you see what Eureka's wearing. And I know that we're on a Rays game, but use code Cannons for 10% off because the Bucks podcast is, that's where I'm at. So I got to give us a little bit of props.
Yeah, we do kind of track like what codes get used for what.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you, man. Whether you use or Flappy for the Rays, Cannons works too for the Bucks. All right, let me update this. We've had different spellings, but 2 different Clevengers in the game. Is that? Yeah. So the first pitch, so we got 2 sinkers coming out from Clevenger. I can't give complete play-by-play. That's illegal. The Major League Baseball will come to my house through my window and turn off the stream themselves. But just already get an 0-2 count. You got 2 on. You just need 1 out. You're just hoping for 1 out.
Is that really a thing? Like, you can't do play-by-play?
Yeah. So technically, anything that would damage the ability of someone to enjoy the Major League Baseball product without express written consent is frowned upon. So there are some guys out there that do second screen experience or whatever, watch along, whatever you want to call it. and some guys get to do full like on play-by-play and all that kind of stuff. But kind of how we've been doing it today, it's kind of just like an extended hangout with some guys, like you're like a just a really long podcast is really how we've been doing it. That's kind of the idea that we want to do. Well, and the interaction with the crowd, like that's like the key. The key element is people in the comments, like they've been doing all game. So it's how we like to roll here.
I dig
Clevenger.
It's been fun so far.
Well, there it goes. The thing we didn't want to happen. Hazley singles, scores Andrews, and they've got the winning run on third. It is 9-9 right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is a crap show.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. It was a roller coaster even to get to this point, and now the best case scenario is we have extra innings.
Yeah, I mean that's best case scenario, but also that sucks. Like,
it's a gut punch, is what it is. It's an abject just gut punch. A lot of things about this game, and like Zach, I'm trying to think, what do we learn about this game? Like there's. I mean, I think everyone's agendas, whatever they are, got fed. If you hate Colin Poche, boom, there you go. If you love Luke Raley, boom, there you go. If you think umpiring sucks, boom, there it is. You know, like.
But at the same time, like you can, aside from the umpiring, I guess Luke Raley has nothing to. But it could have something to do with the rain too. Like,
sure.
In my mind, you can't really judge anything aside from the umpiring because of the rain.
Yeah, and I know it's going to be controversial.
Yeah, the game should have been canceled.
Yeah. Well, it's just, did Rasmussen have that bad of a game? I mean, he gave up a lot of hits, but obviously, things are different in the weather conditions. But so it's like you can't say he fell off or anything. He gave up a home run and
exactly
gave up a few hits. A bunch of hits, but still.
I mean,
and
he left the game at 3-2.
And there it is. Andrew Vaughn with a walk-off home run.
Jesus.
And that will be it. Well, guys, what do they say on the broadcast? I wish that you loved what we did for these last few hours more so than the outcome of the game. We will be doing more of these for all of our sports. So this is just the beginning. So while it's we have some bumps in the road we got to work out, and so do the Rays, I guess. But guys, it's been all things told, it's been a wonderful ride, and I've had a blast for the last 3.5 hours. And we thought that Major League Baseball would be a lot quicker. We had this scheduled for that amount of time. I think Ben's just coming back here. Final thoughts, man. How about that?
This was a mess. This was a mess of a game. It should have been called a while ago, but
yeah, it
is what it is. Nobody could grip the ball. It was just going to be whoever could, get to 27 outs first.
Yeah.
Hey,
it is what it is.
Somebody was scoring double digits. It just wasn't us.
Yeah, it's fine. Umpire screwed us over a lot. I'm sure the umpire scorecard's going to show that. Who was that hit the home run? Was that Sheets?
Vaughn.
It was Vaughn.
Okay. It was either going to be Berger, Sheets, or Vaughn that did it. So.
It's my fault. It's my fault, guys. I put Vaughn on the baseball card for the game day photo. This is all my fault. So don't blame Poche. Don't blame Rasmussen. Don't blame the umpires. Don't blame the rain. Blame it on me. It's my fault. I'm sorry, guys. I'll do better.
Right, if you say so.
Eureka RBLR.
Yeah. On Twitter, roast me at Eureka RBLR on Twitter for how. No, but anyway, it's a bummer. But what a hell of a day for us, though. I think this was really good, Ben. You were phenomenal over the last 3.5 hours.
This is fun.
Yeah. So is this it? Is this the only one you're going to do? Is we're done?
No, I mean, as long as they're not 3 hours like this, like 3.5 hours, that's too much for a baseball game.
I know.
Too much. I don't know how we did it last year, like watching 3.5 hour games all the time.
Yeah. Well, I was doing the math in my head, it was like 241, 219, 235, 250. Like even the game that we had won with a lot of hits and a lot of runs was under 3 hours a couple days ago. So I was like, yeah, I think we're good. If we'll be done by 5:20, 5:30 at the latest. And here we are at 5:40. So, well, as a producer, all I can say is thank you. You've been great. All of our guests that came on have been great.
Everybody for coming.
And we've got more guests in the future for the next time we do this. So,
our next episode we've got something lined up.
It's going to be great. Well, I guess we're going to sign off here. Ben, any? Well, I was saying before when you left, I said, do we learn anything in this game? I think everyone's agenda. Like if you hate poche, you're eating. If you hate whatever, I mean, whatever that is, you get to eat tonight.
Yeah, we didn't learn anything other than baseball should not be played in heavy rain. That's it. And that we need automated balls and strikes immediately.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the scorecard.
Well, it's gonna. Well, when we get the Savant data for like how many pitches outside the zone were called strikes, like that's gonna be crazy too. Because it's fine. I'm just glad the game's over. Honestly.
All right, man.
Nobody got hurt.
Yes.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna sign off then, Ben. Dude, you're the man, and I appreciate.
Yeah, great
everything.
job. Thanks for keeping this running. This was awesome.
Come on, Luke Rayleigh still kicks ass though.
Yeah, that was fun. Probably not the win percentage added leader anymore, but it's fine.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and of course, go Rays, baby.
Go Rays.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.